Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. I unmuted for Jeff before his face got all confused. There we go. We got her all locked up. Now I gotta unmute Jeff here. It's not a Technical Alpha podcast. It is Thursday, April the 2nd. We have successfully survived April the 1st during a global pandemic, Jeff, and I only saw, half as many April Fool's jokes as I normally would all over my social media feeds. People were like, man, maybe if there was a year not to be an asshole, maybe it was this year. Maybe it was this year. And you know what? I am proud, though, at least on my feed, I didn't see one, oops, I got the Rona.
Yeah, that would have been distasteful.
That would have been mildly distasteful, let's say, if that was the case. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not Tech Alpha podcast. We've got another fine show lined up for you while everyone is stuck inside. Unless you're a grocery store worker, a trucker, a frontline healthcare worker, or a myriad of other people, IT worker, and then a myriad of other people that are still working in some capacity outside the home. Which in Halifax apparently is a lot, because when I took M into work this morning, it was basically like every other morning, at which point I was wondering how many people in the city are really that essential that at 6 o'clock in the morning, there's still that much traffic. It's kind of crazy. But hey, that's fine. We got video games to talk about today, and thankfully, stuff actually happened this week that we can talk about. Last week was a thin week. This week, there's actually a few things that we can rattle on about without having to try too hard. So that's a nice thing for a change of pace. But before we do that, let's hop into Mr. Black. How was your week?
It's been another week. I'm tired today. I don't know. I've been go for over 3 weeks, and I finally took a day where I just kind of like relax. My household's having a meltdown. I think it's like it's one of those things where it's like family, everything else is going on. It's fucking with people mentally.
It's true.
So today was a meltdown, half a meltdown today, and yesterday really at my house. So
it was like that here. It was actually without the baby involved. It was like that here as well yesterday.
Yeah.
So I can appreciate the madness.
Yeah. It's been tough. Like it's like we're very privileged too. So it's like I can't really complain at all. But I mean, at the same time, I'd be a liar if it said it isn't like weighing on my wife or
of course
family, family or even myself to a certain degree. Like I'm starting to go a little. Like I went out to get groceries this morning, and because I'm like, well, you guys aren't going. I'll get in the car. Make the order. You make the order online. You literally just drive to the grocery store, open the trunk. They don't even hand you a receipt, nothing. You just put it in the trunk, close it. I say thank you, and be on my way. Like I was even grateful for that. Like I left the house. I was like, holy fuck,
Gotta start slipping those $20 bills in the trunk so that when they open it, they get a tip.
That's actually, dude. I was on my way home. I'm like, what can I do for these people? Because, anyway, it is piss pouring rain today too, right? So I'm like,
windy. It was like horrible. A fucking hurricane out there earlier.
It was terrible. It was terrible weather. So I was like, man, these guys are fucking heroes. The girl sitting out there giving my stuff with a smile on her face and shit, and I'm sitting there like, fuck. You know what I mean? So like
that sums it up pretty much. Just like fuck.
It just kind of puts it all in perspective.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. But yeah, the last couple of days have been rough here at the house. Like, it's nothing crazy, but it's just emotions are high and fucking people are going stir crazy and it's like, when is this shit gonna end? And it's just like yada yada. The only good news though, all of my tenants paid rent.
That's fantastic.
So,
you know what? Mom asked me about that today when I was talking to her while I was waiting for Nan to finish breakfast because I don't go into the kitchen the same time Nan's in the kitchen.
Mm.
And she was like, "So how's Jeff making out with the rent and stuff?" And I had to stop and think about what she was asking me at first, and it dawned on me she was wondering like if the tenants
Yeah.
were going to be making rent or like what that situation was going to be like. So
Yeah.
are your tenants do all of them have the capability of still working home? Has anyone been laid off?
Yeah, so one of my tenants had to file for unemployment.
Right.
But the spouse still works
Okay.
for the city actually. So still works. So they still have income.
Mm.
So there's that one. Um I know another two of my tenants, they're able to work from home. So their employer just they do the same thing, but they just do it at home.
Right.
And as for everybody else, they haven't mentioned anything to me. They just paid the rent. I sent out a notice to everybody saying like, hey, if your rent is late, I totally understand. We'll work something out. Like there'll be no late fees or anything like that. If there's anything that's under your control, please let me know. We'll figure out a solution together.
Mm.
And nobody had anything to say. Only one tenant had a minor gripe, but everything is fine now, and everything is good now. I don't know what that's going to bring next month, because
That's going to be a
I'm going
month by month basis while this is all
exactly,
going on. Yeah,
exactly
for
right. So
sure.
like this month could be worse. I'm assuming this month's probably going to be worse than last month.
Mm.
So we'll see, but I'm just working with them, and yeah, I didn't have to call my bank or do any deferrals or anything like that, and they all do that by case, and then like you have to have proof and stuff. Like you can't just defer mortgages and shit just because like they need proper paperwork.
Yeah,
That
of course.
tenants need to show certain like it's a long fucking process too. Like people are waiting on phones for like 8, 9, 10 hours or being called back within like 5 business days and shit. Like the phones are
Mm.
nuts. So I'm just grateful I didn't have to go down that road. So I was a little stressed out about that. But it all worked out. And yeah, my parents are have been over at the new place, cleaning the whole place out. So I don't even have to be there. So they're almost on that. They're painting a little bit this weekend, and then that place will be ready. I'll just have to take a video, and then I'm just gonna do like virtual showing of the property and just kind of adapt.
Mm.
But yeah, and I've just been working like just streaming all the time just because I can and there's nothing else to do.
It's like, what else you
Uh,
what else are you gonna do?
yeah,
Really?
but other than that, it's just been another week. Like the week has actually been pretty good, but the last 2 days I'd be a liar if I said it isn't starting to like feeling it.
Yeah.
It's like we're like, hey, yeah, we're used to being in the house anyway, so it's like it's no big deal. But after a little while, and you realize like I mean, I could go somewhere, but it'd be super irresponsible for me to even literally go to Tim Hortons and
Yeah.
grab something. So like I'm literally doing nothing, and it's more harder on my family,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's the hardest part, right? So
Yeah, because
uh,
with Kai around, you can't be having like play dates. You can't
nothing.
be doing anything like that. You can't take him out of the house. And like I said last week, for us is that while we will probably weather this better than most because we're used to being in the house most of the time anyway, it's still different than it used to be because, or what like it is usually because the option used to be there. Even if
Yeah,
we never took the option to go outside and do shit, it was still there. But now the option is I mean, it's still technically there, but you'd be an asshole to take it, so you
yeah,
don't. So it's as good as not having the option to go outside, and that's a mental change, right? It's the idea that you can't really that makes it more difficult. But we'd still definitely weather this better than most, if only because we've got almost 10 years of
yeah.
training
I've,
for this
yeah,
very moment.
yeah,
And so, yeah, it is, but it is frustrating. It is a challenge. I've been, everyone has their own set of challenges within the household. Dad can make use of senior hours, like I said the other week, so he can do the groceries. And but that means, at the end of the day, mom and dad can't interact
yeah,
because mom can't get sick because she's Nan's sole caregiver. And so mom and dad can't interact. I can't interact with mom or Nan either. And so, like, I'm living in my parents' house. I haven't, like, I haven't hugged my mother in, like, a month. I haven't been able to talk to her more than, like, at the bottom of the stairs. While she's, like, up in another room kind of thing. So it's, like, a really, it's a really almost surreal, because, like, when you just stream, you forget that it's happening, but then you turn the stream off, and then you're, like, back to reality, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I have to go wash my hands 83 times before I go do anything in this household. And it's new routines, and it's crazy, but everyone's got to adjust. And you know what I gotta say, not that we like to drag this segment on too long, but this is everyone's life anyway, is I gotta give a shout out to Nova Scotia for doing a really, really damn good job so far. Normally our government sucks some serious balls, and I mean just some big meaty testicles, but when it comes to this thing right now, for the resources that our province has at hand, we're actually doing really fucking well. We're up to doing 900 to 1,000 tests a day, which is more than I ever thought we'd be able to do here, and they say that they're going to be able to ramp that further. So things have been going well. Most people have been sane enough to stay home. We haven't had too many crazies. We had that one woman out in the park the other day, and a couple of instances where police had to chase down people who came back from flights and were breaking curfew or breaking their quarantine. But it's been good. Canada as a whole has been doing pretty good. You know, I say what you want about our prime minister, but so far he's been doing about as much as you could hope for him to do, really, within all things considered. So another week with the Rona under our belts. Next week we see what happens, and we'll do that for the next 18 months. Buckle up. We got a long one in store, boys.
It's definitely going to be a while. This whole year's fucked.
Well, you know what? It's funny to watch Twitter sometimes, because especially like in our space where there's so many young, like there's a lot of kids, I call them young, but like, 22 years old, whatever, and they have zero, even the richest motherfuckers, zero life experience, right? So like Nade Shot, for example, was posting like, man, I wonder when this is really going to be over, because they say that it's going to be like, like 2 weeks, but now it's like April 30th, and I don't know when this is going to end. I'm just like, oh, you sweet summer child. This shit ain't. The reason why they keep saying 2 weeks, and then 2 weeks comes and they say 2 more weeks, is
so
because
they don't go fucking crazy, and they don't want to go, hey guys, it's going to take the next 6 months before we even feel comfortable letting you all go back to work.
Yes.
Then the people are going to fucking go nuts. So all you do is you say, hey, 2 weeks at a time. All right. 14 days. Oh, you know what? We got to extend this. Just another 14 days. You're doing great. Look at the curve. Look at the curve, guys. Just look at the curve. It's doing great. 2 more weeks. All right. Hey, they're testing a vaccine right now. Just give it 2 weeks. We'll hear back. Something's going to happen. After that, by the time September's going to hit, and then
2 weeks,
2 more weeks, it'll be it. And then it'll be like, you know what? We just want to get together for Christmas. We just want to get together for Christmas, guys.
That's right. 2 more weeks.
Hey, 2 more weeks. Hey, we'll just do it to the new year. All right. We've come this far. We may as well just write off 2020. All right. We'll just talk about it again in 2021. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
It's literally what's gonna happen.
Because if they came out and were like with reality and said, hey guys, we're gonna be doing this like stay at home shit for the next literally 12 to 18 months. People, if you think people were panic buying toilet paper now, it would be actual anarchy.
People would die on the streets.
People would die.
People would die.
For real, they would die. It'd be anarchy.
Not even from the corona.
No.
People would be robbing each other. Like motherfuckers. Like
yes.
It'd be terrible.
It'd be like the movie fucking Pandemic with fucking.
I didn't even. They got a Pandemic on.
It's on Netflix. Yeah.
I didn't watch it yet. I tried to watch Contagion the other night, but Kayla was like, I ain't watching that shit.
Yeah, no. It watching it was like watching. It was like a more serious disease, but it was like almost exactly what we're witnessing right now. It was kind of surreal. It was almost exactly what we were experiencing now. And at one part of the movie, it gets to the point where it's just fucking bedlam. And and Matt Damon's character looks out across the street, and he witnesses somebody's house get broken into, and dude's just getting like shot up and shit. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, great." That would be us, people killing people for toilet paper.
Yes.
if we said that you're not leaving the house until March of next year, like that. That's
so we're gonna do it 2 weeks at a time.
2 weeks at a time.
That's what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be fucking. It's sad, but that's just it is what it is. You gotta laugh at it. Really, seriously, you gotta fucking laugh about it because what else are you gonna do? My week was the same. It was another week. Continued to play Subnautica. It's a great fucking video game. The only problem with it is that late last year they updated the game to the newest version of Unity, which unfortunately bricked the fuck out of performance. So other than that, the game crashes occasionally and shit, but otherwise, that game is really damn good. And if you don't have a crippling fear of deep water, definitely give that game a go. I mean, it is really, really, really good. And it's only like $29.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Something like that. So I've been playing lots of that, and I'm getting further. I'm almost to the point now where I was when I stopped playing it last year, and so after that, it'll be all new experiences for me and stuff. But I've been having a really good time with that. And then Animal Crossing with M. In fact, I think she's behind me playing it right now. You can't see her. I'm hiding her as per her orders because she didn't blow dry her hair. Oh. And so we can't. And then she told me not to reference. She told me not to reference her either. But here I am doing it because I'm an asshole. So this week, Jeff, Twitch updated. I gotta get this. Why is it like you? Oh, there we go. Discord was being weird. I can't put my cursor anywhere and have Discord not like. There we go. I think that will do it. Twitch updated bans for like the first time in. Been a hot minute. Did you just like turn yourself down out of nowhere? What happened there?
Yeah. My thing has been acting a little weird. Anyway, continue.
Does your interface have the Rona?
It has the Rona.
I mean, it does run a fever all the time. That shit is fucking.
Actually, you know what? It's actually pretty cold.
Wow, really?
Yeah. It's bizarre.
That might mean something that you don't want it to mean because normally that shit is frying egg hot. But Twitch updated their bans like quite substantially. Like that's wildly different, and they updated the mod view as well for moderators. Yes. Mm-hmm. How much do you know about this? Do you want to cover that spot?
I know a little bit of it. I mean, I can tell people. I mean, it's all up there on the Twitch support. I mean, basically the rundown is when you ban somebody from your channel. It removes them from the follow list. It makes it so that they can no longer view your chat, and they are no longer in the chat list.
Right. Which is nice because especially this is especially useful for cases where and mostly women, they were getting like harassed like crazy, and people would be like making names that were like targeting the streamer, and so even if you banned them, you saw them in your fucking chat list. It was just like no matter what you did, you were just constantly getting harassed, and so that was a nice move for sure. And the thing that I like you asked for as well, I think on Twitter, and I think even Twitch would love to be able to do it, but it's really difficult without it getting messy, is IP banning so that they can't even watch your stream.
Well, apparently, from what I was reading. Is the way Twitch's thing works right now is it actually IP shadow bans them. So even if they make another account, they cannot. I could be wrong about this, but it was what I was reading on Twitter. Is say if I were to ban you from my channel and then you made another account and you tried to talk in that, it would still be banned if it was from the same IP.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was gathering. Now somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here in chat. But that was what I read. What my suggestion is when you ban somebody, they can't watch your channel, period.
Yeah.
So your channel is just blocked to them. Gone. You're done. The same way that you can't make another account and then chat in the chat. Make it so that you cannot, period. Because if they can go as far as shadow banning an IP, so they are shadow banning your IP. They should make it so that you can't even watch the fucking stream. Yeah. Period.
Yeah.
I think that would be an amazing thing because not only do we not want those people even being entertained by our stream, trying to take clips or recording streams locally and doing whatever they want to do. But it also sets a pretty big precedent that, like, hey, if you guys fuck around, dude, and you get banned, you're done here. Like, you're done unless you get a NordVPN using that promo code OTT with 70% off, and then you mask your IP, and then you make another account, and you're a douchebag, so you're going to get banned again. But good thing you got that membership to NordVPN, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be able to watch, period.
Exactly.
So what's the point of banning somebody if they aren't completely banned? I think that what Twitch has done here is an absolute great thing and in the right direction. More is better than less, but I say slam down the hammer. And the reason why I think that's the case is because they don't want to lose all that ad revenue.
Well,
money.
it's ad revenue, but I mean, then the question becomes, how many people that get banned from a channel they're trolling in, how many of them are really sitting around watching ads and like feeding them money in the first place? Like, how much does that really add up to be?
Every time you go to a stream, literally every time you open up a stream, you get an ad. There's a pre-roll, right? Twitch is making money off that. The streamer's making money off that.
I mean, those blockers. A lot of people are using blockers that can.
It is, but you know what, man? They don't work. They're not working as good.
They don't work all the time. Yeah, they don't work all the time. Yeah,
like
I suspect that's definitely part of the equation. Obviously, would be from a video perspective, advertisement revenue would be something that they wouldn't want to lose. The biggest troll would be playing the pre-roll ad and then just showing a black screen. You've been banned from this channel. You can't see the live feed.
Ooh, that's actually a good idea too.
Yeah,
that's still play the
now you're double
ad.
trolling them.
Yeah, still make money off.
Exactly.
Them.
You make the money off them, and you get you get to tell them that they fucked up. So yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's not impossible. I'm sure that after having seen them do this, and if they are in fact shadow banning for chat purposes and everything else, that it's not that they haven't already thought about it. There must be a reason or reasons.
I think it's money
that they haven't, and money's probably the chief.
Banned, dude.
Yeah, the chief reason behind that, for sure. So. Anyway, small step, but a good one. It's better to have that than not have it at all. And the new mod view is actually really dope.
It's dope. It's dope as fuck. And all the mods can use it. So, like, I got like my own little mod Discord channel, and they love it. Like, you got so much more. You can see people's history. It's so much easier to navigate everything. Fuck, I was gonna say something else too. That you should when they did this, when this rolled out, you should have seen the amount of people out of the woodwork that want to be unbanned all of a sudden.
Oh yeah, they come back and they're like, "I'll keep up, man. Like 3 years ago, God. I spoiled a random movie, and I'm so sorry. And I can't."
Oh my God.
The answer's no. You're banned.
The answer's a hard no. Fuck you.
I've unbanned I think 2 people in 8 years of streaming, and it was because they were banned by like a rogue mod that I don't even have as a moderator anymore years ago. Came back unbanned, and you know what? Of those 2, one of them got rebanned. So, if you get banned, odds are it's for a good reason, and either the community doesn't want to see your ass around, or the streamer doesn't want to see you around, or both. Yep. And so you fucked up. The simple solution is to follow the rules and don't be an asshole. And 99.9% of the time, you know what's not going to happen? You're not going to get banned. That's all it is. So yeah. Real complicated thing for a lot of people, unfortunately, to follow.
Terribly complicated.
Just like social distancing or physical distancing or whatever other way you want to call it, very difficult for people to not do right now. Next up on our list of things is Near Replicant, and this is the full title name. Near Replicant version 1.224744871139. An updated / remaster, I suppose, of to some degree, of the original Nier game has been announced. I don't know if there's a release for it yet, but it is being released. It can't be that far off because reasons, I guess. But it's coming for PS4, Xbox One, and Steam. There's a lot of people that love them some Nier. I thought Nier Automata was mediocre dog shit, but a lot of people are going to be very excited for this game. And so, there you go. Near Replicant. You probably already know, but why they have to... The name of these games are already dumb to begin with, but Near Replicant version 1.224744871139, taking a page out of the book of of the Kingdom Hearts series in. Just throw some numbers in there.
Just put near replicant pi.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. 3.14 apple pie.
There you go.
Next up, co-founder of Gearbox, Landon Montgomery, who's no longer has been with Gearbox for a long time, but he was the co-founder, has passed away. He was only in his 40s. I think he was like 46 years old. They didn't list the reason for death that I could find anywhere, but he passed away. Landon produced some fantastic games, including James Bond 007 Nightfire, which, other than GoldenEye, is probably the best multiplayer of any James Bond game by miles. And also has really good AI, actually. Like, you can play against bots in that with your friends, and the bots are good enough in that you'll put up a fight because you struggle with them. And also, one of the games that even I forgot about, but I hope someday gets some sort of remaster or bringing it back to the front. Brothers in Arms. I don't know if you ever played that back in the day. It was on the Xbox. It was World War.
No, but I know of it.
Brothers in Arms. I want to say that was. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2. Which World War it was.
I have the game. Yeah.
You might. You might. I don't remember seeing it when I've looked through your stuff, but you might have it. But fantastic game, and definitely a series. I think they had a second one. It was World War II. I think there was a second one. Anyway, he did those. So yeah, there you go. Landon unfortunately passing away. And in semi-related news, because Gearbox's CEO, Randy Pitchford, the man who the PR team keeps hoping will shut the fuck up on Twitter because he just never stops running his mouth. He's back in the news, Jeff. And this time, last time it was about the fact that he was, last time it was because he was in a fight with everyone over the voice actor thing with Claptrap for the latest Borderlands game, and then there was like a bunch of litigation over the fact that he took $12 million in a bonus in 2016 when the company was just being shit in the bed and the employees were getting dick. And so he's been often in the news here recently.
Just a small bonus.
Just small bonus.
Major, just
company is barely making money. Better give myself a $12 million bonus.
Something light.
Something light. He's back in the news again as his employees are allegedly getting stiffed on the promised bonuses for Borderlands 3's success. So the way that things work at Gearbox, which is not good or bad, it really depends, is that the company has always paid below the industry average for salary. So if you're working Gearbox, you're making less than the industry average just by being there by default. However, what they have there since the inception of the company, which the man we just talked about who passed away would have been part of this deal, is they have a 60-40 split of profits on games, where 40% of the profits get divvied out to the employees as rev share. So the better the games do and the better games sell, the more money everyone makes, to the point where some titles like Borderlands 2 were netting the employees so much money they were just going out and buying houses off their bonuses.
Let's go.
Just like a casual $400,000 bonus. Easy.
Royalty checks for days.
So when it's good, but when it's bad, you're getting paid below industry average. And you're going through those tough times. So when Gearbox is pumping out beautiful hits like Alien Colonial Marines, which is one of the worst games ever made, you're not doing so hot. Randy Pitchford was doing real well with $12 million in bonuses.
$12 million bonus. Well, I mean, if you're working on those types of games, I guess you're probably expecting not to get your bonus anyway. So you're pretty much like,
that's true.
If you're signing up for that dump, then it is what it is. If you're going on a Borderlands project, though, you're gonna take that. You're gonna take that rev split every day.
Taking that all day, every day, which is what they would have expected with Borderlands 3. Unfortunately, here's what happened. So, the game is selling, and this is out of the mouth of Gearbox itself. The game is actually tracking to sell more than any other game previously that the company has made, and the game has made loads of money. It has sold loads of copies. And as such, the employees are sitting there going, wringing their hands going, Daddy and Mommy's buying a new swimming pool. Here it comes.
Corona what?
Corona what? I'm going on a global trip. Hiring the best doctors to come with me, personally. Unfortunately, management did a horrid job and overspent in a whole bunch of areas where they didn't, and now the employees are not getting really anything. So despite the fact that this is going to be one of the most sold games ever, making the most money possibly ever for the company, they're not really getting dick. And they also, if you remember, this game came up during one of the times we were talking about Crunch, because this was a bad game for Crunch, and even resulted in people leaving and all that usual stuff that we've been hearing lately. And after all that work, their reward is oops. But yet Randy, old Randy's sitting up there like, man, you know what I could use right now? Another fat
$12 million.
$12 million bonus.
Yikes.
So yeah, unfortunately, after the $12 million bonus scandal in 2016, with the litigation going on, and now this happening, and the crunch time shenanigans, employees are starting to get salty. And so this wasn't one employee that came out anonymously to talk to press. There were like 6 to 10 or some employees this time around. They're coming out to talk about it.
I bet.
Because they've just about had enough. And now we're waiting to see if old Randy, I can't keep my mouth shut, Pitchford, is going to go on Twitter and just lose it. Because the last time he did that here about, 6 months ago, their parent company actually came down and said, hey, Randy, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up now.
Do you want to keep getting those bonuses?
Yeah.
Then shut up.
Shut the fuck up. Stupid cocksucker. You can't take a $12 million bonus and run your mouth. Shut the fuck up. Let us scam these cocksuckers behind the scenes. You're making this worse.
Now, thankfully, so far, all he's been doing the last few days while all this dumpster fire has been going around.
That's what he's doing. He's malding right now.
He's malding, and he's been retweeting positive tweets about Borderlands 3, and that's all he's been doing.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
He just wants that fat bonus, something light. Probably like 20 mil this time around, you know.
When you're making $12 million bonus, you start to become attached to those bonuses, all right?
That's right.
If you don't get a bonus for a year, it's not like, oh, fuck, man, there goes my $3,000 bonus I worked all year for. This is $12 million bucks.
That's a bit.
It's 12
It's a lot of money. That's the kind of money where you buy a house you can't really afford because you got a $12 million bonus, and then it comes back to bite you in the ass the following year.
And then you don't get that $12 million bonus, you're going, fuck.
Yeah.
Good thing it's Corona. I can defer these payments.
That's right. Got to call
I'm
out.
going to defer these. I'm going to defer these for 6 months.
Multi-millionaire calling the bank. Guys, can I get a deferral on that loan?
Yeah. For fuck's sake.
So yeah, it's just a mess. Gearbox, bless the employees for cranking out a good game that sold lots of copies, but my God, Randy Pitchford just can't keep his ass out of the news to save his life. Maybe if he stopped being an asshole, that'd probably help. Randy's probably one of the people that went out for like St. Patrick's Day at a bar.
Yes.
And then bought everyone drinks on his $12 million bonus.
Yes. Everybody come close. Let's have a cheers here to my success. $12 million bonus, baby. That's pretty much the show.
Kiss me, I'm Irish. Pretty much what. Next up, where do I have to go back up the list now to get myself back on track. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered got announced and released basically out of nowhere this week, and I don't want to call it strange, but it kind of is because it's already been known that PlayStation 4 gets the Call of Duty exclusives for like a short period of time. Mm-hmm. But it all added up, and the internet kind of blew up on them, or the Call of Duty sphere blew up on them for this one, because it came out, there's no multiplayer. It is just the campaign, which I don't know if you remember the campaign. It's about 4 hours long. if you suck. So it is a short and sweet campaign that they're pushing on people for. I think it's like, I don't know if is it $29 or $39 or 20 bucks, $30. Anyway, it's somewhere in that neighborhood. It's too much money is what I'm trying to get at for what it is. For what it is. So no multiplayer, just a campaign, and it is an exclusive to the PS4 for the next month before it hits PC and anywhere else. And that was enough to obviously set everyone. Yeah, it's $20. That was enough to set everyone off. It's $20 US, so probably $30 in Canada or something like that. The other interesting point for this, other than everyone losing their minds over the exclusivity, is that I don't know if you remember the mission called No Russian.
No.
Okay, so you'll remember if I tell you, because you beat the campaign years and years ago originally,
yes.
right? Okay, so No Russian was the mission where you go into the airport and you were like undercover America, and you're with a rogue Russian group who is trying to start World War III between America and Russia by pretending to be American and going into a Russian airport and shooting up civilians all over the place. And you basically walk through, it's like on rails, and you literally, as a character, you're shooting civilians, is the entire mission basically. Because you're undercover and you don't want to get your cover blown, and so I think you can choose not to shoot, but they're screaming at you the whole time and shit. And the reason why it's called No Russian is because it's a bunch of Russian guys, and they're saying don't speak Russian so that they think that we're American.
They don't know it's you.
Yeah. So when that first came out, the game actually had to be altered for Russia and I think Germany and a couple of other regions, because you were literally just going in and shooting civilians en masse, and to that point, no other game had gone close to doing that, putting that in the hands of people and being like, hey, all right, go and shoot civilians. And so they changed it to either go black screen and then fade back out or whatever the fuck, where you just didn't do it, or for those regions, if you shot a civilian, it was a failing condition and you had to go back and start the mission over. In this release, it's untouched. And the one place so far that isn't selling it it's really specific, but it's in Russia, and it's the Sony store specifically. Online, it is not selling it. Once it hits PC, apparently it's still going to be available in Russia untouched. But this would be the first copy that I know of, unless I missed something, where in those regions originally where it was changed, it will now be available uncensored. And so some people, obviously, whenever this mission comes up, and it has in the past as well, after the fact, not just when the game released, it's always a topic of discussion, because while it serves a purpose story-wise, people have always argued, why is it necessary for the player to go in there and have to shoot civilians en masse with an LMG? Like people's arguments tend to fall along the usual lines of, well, people do it, we watch people do it in the movies all the time. Wouldn't be the first time in entertainment media that this would be a thing. But as desensitized as my ass is, even I look at it and go, when I played it, when it came out and I was younger and I played it, I stopped and I was doing it and I was going, this is kind of fucked up. And not like fucked up in that, like, I was like, man, this story is really fucking, like, well put together.
Riveting.
Riveting.
This is riveting.
It's more like, this is just kind of fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not sure I want to do this.
I'm not sure I want to, like, do this. I don't know what the fuck they were going for here from a gameplay perspective, but okay, I guess. And so, yeah, I don't know. But interesting that in a year where, or in a time where almost everything is getting fucking censored, I'm actually really surprised that this isn't getting changed.
Censored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably don't remember doing that mission at all at this point. Or do you?
Don't. I don't remember it. So I played it. I don't remember it.
If you saw the opening like 30 seconds of that mission, you'd remember fucking
probably
everything. But yeah, the campaign is incredible. Modern Warfare 1 and 2 actually have really good campaigns.
Yeah.
But $20 for 4 hours of a game that we played 13 years ago is maybe pushing the bid.
Yeah, I'll pass.
Especially since there's no multiplayer. Like that's just weird. I don't know why they'd well, the reasoning obviously, and they've said this for no multiplayer is, I shouldn't say I don't know why, is they don't want to splinter the current multiplayer user base into multiple, like too many queues, which I don't know if that would really be a problem right now, because Warzone actually has so many players that you're like in a 45-minute to an hour-long queue in some regions. So, I mean, would it have mattered? No. Does it probably mean that they just didn't feel like doing it for the amount of money they're charging? Probably. And that's unfortunate, because Modern Warfare 2 was probably the peak of Call of Duty's multiplayer. From like their standard multiplayer, in my opinion, anyway. I mean, I don't fucking. Some people will
it's
go
my
like,
opinion too. I haven't played too many Call of Duties beyond that. So
some people play like say like Black. What was it called? Fucking Black.
Black Ops.
Black Ops. I think
they like the zombie.
And then zombies is like a big mode and shit. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a Modern Warfare 2 guy, and there's a reason why they're remastering that shit. It's a classic.
Yeah, for sure. Next up, let me see here. I thought I had one other one that like would fit in. Yes, I do. Right here. Here we go. Jedi Academy, which is another fantastic Star Wars game, by the way. And if you haven't played it, well, like we talked about, I think, it'd be a hot minute now, but we did talk about it coming up, that it was being remastered to a degree and put out on the Switch, and I think the PlayStation as well. Including its multiplayer, which is super popular, and despite being 17 years old almost, still has a PC community today of people playing it, and watching people who are really good at Jedi Academy is kind of fucking like watching real Jedi. Shit is crazy. After 17 years of playing a game, as it turns out, people get pretty good. The problem with this is, unfortunately, the PC players have found out a way to join Switch lobbies. And as you might imagine, that is resulting in Switch people who've getting absolutely fucking massacred. Like Anakin and the younglings walking into that room and just smashing bitches like it's nothing, and you can't do anything about it. And the reason why that's the case is because of apparently this is the case with the PC release as well, is that you see the IP address of the game server. It's not like a player's IP address, but it's the game server IP address. And apparently that can be that if you know that IP address on the PC, you can you can use that to just place yourself into the matchmaking on that server. People found out the Switch server IP addresses, plug it in on the PC side, and bada bing, bada boom, you're shitting all over noobs like it's back in like 2003, and you're feeling like a god all over again. So, the developer has come out and said, all right, so that was a problem, and we're going to have to fix that problem. So they are going to fix it. But just one of those like unique, weird, random things that PC gaming can somehow tap into the fucking console thing is just funny to me. But I imagine that I'm trying to imagine a bunch of like children and even like young adults playing Jedi Academy for the first time, and they're excited because it looks pretty cool, and it's like lightsaber battles are dope. And they get in there, and the first thing they experience is a dude doing like crazy wall jumps and triple backflips and fucking just murdering 7 people at the same time. And they're just they can't even turn around fast enough because they're on a controller. Just getting fucking smoked. Let's see what else we got here. I bounced around my list and now I'm getting lost, but we'll figure it out. Here we go. Mortal Shell has been announced, Jeff, with an official trailer that dropped. And I don't want to say that it's Dark Souls, but bro,
it's Dark Souls.
Not only is it Dark Souls, but it's like
someone's getting sued.
It's like you could make an argument for litigation.
It's actually Dark Souls.
Yes, I actually have a trailer scene set up here.
Are we getting that fancy?
Yeah. I'm just gonna put up the start screen on that for now. I'll just minimize you, and then I'm gonna bring that video up, and then
do I
we'll
get
just
to watch it on here, or do I have to watch it via the stream?
You're gonna have to. Well, you can pull up on yours, and then we'll just count down, and we'll play it at the same time. We're going that direction.
Woo. All right. We've got the technology.
We do. We have the technology. We can make it happen. You let me know.
I'm ready.
When you're ready. All right. Get this trailer thing popped up here. We're probably gonna lose all $3 in monetization on this video now, but that's okay.
0 fucks given. That's why we have
patreon.com/LikeTV. Oh, by the way, hit the like button. Mark gave us a thing to like roll through like I asked. Unfortunately, the WebM doesn't want to play, so we'll have to get that for next week maybe. Get that sorted out. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
In 3, 2, 1, go.
You seem different. Untouched by false truths.
By false truth.
It's a hell of a voice.
Will you pry these gifts from the unwilling? Or will you let them rot?
Any of this looking familiar, Jeb?
Oh, all of it. Souls.
I mean, a heart is technically different, right? That looked comfortable. Wait until you see the gameplay. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I think I fought all these bosses before.
I think I've fought some of these people before.
Empty shell. Flesh and instinct.
Dude, he just got knocked. His soul just got knocked out of his shell. Look at that. Bro, this looks so much like Dark Souls, it's actually kind of scary. Like, other games have taken the formula, but this looks like... I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks really good. It looks like it's very well made. And, like, the lore and everything is sounding pretty good. But, I mean, holy shit, tell me not everything about that it doesn't even sound like it just screams Dark Souls.
You know what, though? I'm okay with it.
So am I. It just took me by surprise. It just took me by surprise.
I'm okay with it. Listen, if it's gonna be a good Dark Souls, then I'm in. I'm in.
Hey, look, if it's Dark Souls, but the graphics are better, the combat is somehow refined to be better, and the music and everything is still good, which it looked like that's all got some promise. Great. I was just really
maybe their story, like actual storytelling.
That's told to you
so full deep inside
item descriptions.
And yeah, yes, just give me.
We have to look like that. They have to look like that. What's the show where the guy, you know, the picture of the dude standing in front of like the board, and he's got like 1,000 lines drawn, like all the strings behind him, and he's like all connected. It's like that's what you have to do in Dark Souls in order to like you connect all the dots in the item descriptions. And you're like, I think I have an idea of what the story is. So you know, there's room for it. It was just really surprising to me when I watched it for the first time because other games, like I said, have done the Dark Souls formula, but it still looked separate from Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls. This is Dark Souls.
If it came out and it said Dark Souls on there,
I'd believe him.
Okay.
Yes. That legit. Looks like more Dark Souls.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's Dark Souls.
Oh, that will tide people over while we wait for what's it called? Elden Ring is like the next technically true Dark Souls successor. Elden Ring. And what was it? What's that one called? Fucking Mortal Shell.
Mortal Shell.
It's the edgiest fucking name for Dark Souls. Mortal Shell. Oh my lord. Let's see. What do we got here? What's next? Phil Spencer. Pretty much sent this game to the Shadow Realm when he announced that in an interview with IGN that Microsoft is not actively working on, and to his knowledge, nobody at Platinum Games either is continuing development on the on Scalebound. We had talked about wondering if that would make a comeback for the next console, as I think that Platinum Games was making it. That's the one with the dude who's wearing the headphones, and it's like the dragons and shit, and like a, whatever. I know, apparently that shit's just dead.
And it's gone.
Super dead. They used too much money, and they didn't get, he said, he was saying that it just never got to a place where anyone was happy with it, and so much money was spent that they nixed it. People, rumors were circulating that he was aware of that they were getting worked on again, or they were working on the game again, but no, they're not. You don't get your music dinosaur riding game thing.
Womp womp.
Whatever genre that was going to fill. Speaking of, do I not have that written down here? I should. Yes, here it is. Speaking of the Xbox and Phil Spencer, remember we talked about Sony 2 weeks ago? We talked about Sony's rumored to be picking up Silent Hill and Metal Gear Solid and Castlevania. Then the week following, we found out that Sony came out and said no. Or no, Konami came out and said no, that's not happening. Well, guess what? Apparently the new rumor is that that's because Microsoft got there fast and got there first. This is a paste from apparently some leaked messages amongst people speaking about an E3 announcement that Microsoft had been getting ready for this exact thing, and it reads as follows. Tonight, between 10 p.m. and midnight Eastern, Microsoft will finalize the purchase of the entire gaming catalog from Konami. The deal that they've been working towards is so expensive for Microsoft that it will single-handedly fund a new manufacturing facility Konami has been wanting to build to focus on new R&D for gambling devices. Microsoft will have to keep on paying royalties back to Konami on all games that Konami originally released, including future remasters. Only new games made from the ground up will be fully profitable for Microsoft. Konami will also retain the rights to create new gambling hardware based on any previously adult M-rated themed game that they've released. In the deal, Microsoft will be able to select a team from potential layoff employees after the sale to help found a studio in Chow City. Konami will allow for the current Xbox Games Studios Tokyo as a satellite office for 12 to 18 months on the second floor of their current headquarters in the city, while Microsoft finalizes their plans to move to or construct their own studio space. Now, this was posted originally on March 4th. And so, while it sounds April Fool's-y, I looked into it. I didn't see anything about that. It's a rumor. Why talk about it? That's a great question. Jeff, I have a question for you. What would this podcast be if we didn't talk about rumors in the news?
Nothing. Actually.
Thank you.
It'd be the two of us, just like
how short would this be?
Pretty damn short. Just like any other news-related thing or any type of movie-related rumors, video game rumors, industry rumors. It's fun to speculate, to talk.
Exactly.
To gossip. What ifs.
Oh, my
which is gonna be
Lord.
true, which isn't. Holy shit.
Oh, my God. You must be really fun at parties. Thankfully, none are happening right now because everyone would get the Rona. This is probably as likely as Sony buying them, in that it's probably not super likely.
It's fake news, Adam. It's fake news.
However, given how many companies, both Sony, like we said when this was a rumor about Sony buying them as well, this generation is seeing both companies buy a lot of properties and a lot of developers. So is it a 0% chance? Fuck no. Konami is literally doing nothing with so many of their IPs, and they've been focusing so heavily on churning out nothing but pachinko machines for so long that as crazy as what you just heard
Gambling
sounds,
devices.
it might sound crazy, but it's not out of the realm of fucking possibility.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest. It's probably more of a probability than
A
not
not probability, yeah.
at this point.
And
Straight
I'd be,
up.
bro, what does Metal Gear Solid under Microsoft look like?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna
Jeff,
be honest.
Breaking news!
What?
Breaking news! Microsoft is going to buy Disney. Let's talk about it. What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
I mean, it's a lot of money, Jeff.
That's a whole lot of money. They could do it. They've got the money to do it.
I mean, what about monopolistic intervention here? I mean, Microsoft and Disney's superpower would be kind of crazy.
I don't know. I don't think Microsoft's really into the theme park business. You know, when you're buying Disney, you're buying it all.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Jeff,
Now,
you know who else you're buying when you buy it all? Kathleen Kennedy. Does Microsoft keep Kathleen Kennedy?
They got to get rid of her. They got to get rid of her, or Metal Gear Solid will never be the same again.
You know who you replace Kathleen Kennedy with?
Who?
Developers.
Bring them in. Bring them in. Bring them in.
Make it happen.
That's just it.
Anyway. PlayStation 5's price. Oh, it's another rumor, Jeff. Allegedly leaked by a Canadian retailer, Play and Trade. And by allegedly, I mean they have the number up right now. Canadian retailer Play and Trade Vancouver Island. The store is open for pre-orders for the console at a shockingly cheap 559 Canadian dollars, or roughly 399 US, which would, excuse me, match the PS4's launch price. So here's my thoughts on this. I don't think they actually know the price. I think what they're doing is they're putting up the same price as the PS4 launch was for pre-orders to get people to start pre-ordering, and then if the price happens to be higher later, then people just pay the difference on launch day. I would be mind-fucked if PS5 landed at $399 US. I would want to know how much money they'd be losing on a per-console basis.
Didn't I say? Well, I don't remember what I said. I think I might have said $399.
I think you said $499.
Was it
$499? Because I was saying like $599. I was saying $599 PS5 and like $699 Xbox Series X.
I'd have to go back and check, but I thought I said $399, or it was going to be $459.
Oh, you might have been $449 or something like that.
$449 for the upper one.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I'd have to go back and check.
Dude,
I'd have to go back and check.
Dude, they would that is
a cheap. I'm day one. I'm day one buying anyway.
Yeah,
right there at that price, whoo, for what you get, yikes. That's a dope. That'd be a. Well, they'd be taking an L. They'd be taking an L up front.
They're taking an L with a dollar sign before the L.
Yeah,
it's a dollar sign L.
They're taking a hard L. They're taking a hard L on that price because there's no way in fuck they're building that console for $400. Shit,
no,
it's just not happening.
Not a chance in hell. I would be shocked if it pushes out the door for less than $499 US. I still think at $499, I still think they're taking a loss on that console. I think the Xbox Series X is going to push out for $599 or $699. I want to say $599 US because I don't think the market will want to bear $699. And if they do $699, they're going to have to really show people how powerful that console is over top of the PS5. And not only show how powerful it is, but show them that that's actually worth the extra money in terms of gaming performance.
For $699? There's no way.
For $699.
That's
$799 Canadian, $699 US.
That's too expensive, man.
It is, but the hardware going to both of these consoles is much more than the last generation was.
I understand that, but like there comes a time where it doesn't matter how fucking crazy technology's gotten and how powerful shit is.
Yeah.
There comes a time where just the average consumer just cannot afford to be spending that type of money.
I still think $599 is where Xbox hits, and $499 for Sony.
Yeah. At $399, man, holy shit. That's a hell of a. That's
They're taking a 30% loss on that console at $399. That would be absolutely crazy.
It could be like a bare bones console too. Like there might be a $399 option where you're just getting.
You're not even getting a controller. It's like, do you have a PS4 controller? Use that.
I wonder if PS4 controllers are going to work on the console.
I think they are. I mean, Xbox's stuff is working. Like Xbox's new ones are retroactively.
Do you think that could actually be a thing where
no controllers, just the console?
No controllers, just the console.
Yes, I'm going to say yes. You know why?
That would actually, what? At $399 though, like no controller, just the console. If you have a PS4, hook that bad boy up. It works the same way.
Yes.
You might not have the little extra motion thing that they're doing with the new controllers. And then, they're going to make their money on the markup on the controller itself.
Yes.
Like, that they're not taking a loss on controllers,
no.
But they may take the L on the console, knowing that they're going to make up for it via digital game sales, via controller purchases, extra hard drives, all that other shit. Like they may give you a bare bones console for $400. It's possible.
You know what? If they aren't doing it, I think we just gave them a dope idea. The install, if the PlayStation 4 controllers work, the DualShock 4, they have talked about the next iteration of it, but just like the Xbox One, the Xbox One controllers work with the Series X, and the Series X controller works with the Xbox One, vice versa. Because really the controllers aren't changing that dramatically. They're fucking controllers. So the PS4's install base is so fucking big that they could probably get away with putting out a console that does not come with a controller to knock $49, $59 off the console. And if they did then launch it at, let's say, $449 or whatever,
$400, $399 US.
That might soften the blow for them a bit, and they'd probably still sell enough consoles because of the existing PlayStation 4 controllers. And people, if they already have it, they're gonna be like, "Bro, I got a controller. I got 4.
Why do I?
I'll just take the console."
Exactly. Why in the fuck am I buying a $499 console that comes with the controller and one digital game or whatever the fuck?
Yes.
When I can just buy the damn console. There ain't much out day one anyway. I already got fucking 15 controllers at home for my PS4.
Yes.
Why don't I just plug this in?
Exactly.
I'll end up buying the PS5 controller when a cool special edition one comes out or whatever the fuck. I'll end up buying one then.
And to that end, why wouldn't Xbox also do the same thing?
Do the same. Because I'll tell you right now, Adam, I would tell you right now, from somebody that can just go out and buy a $500 console, it's whatever to me. If I have the option for the $400 with no controller, I'm taking that every day of the week.
And you know what that is to everyone else is that's almost the cost of a game.
It's basically a free game. That's the way a consumer look at it. Instead of going and buying the controller, I'm just going to go and grab that digital game or that game with the console. Boom. It's actually a no-brainer. It's actually a no-brainer.
I think that's the play. And now we wait and see if we Nostradamus the fuck out of this one too.
Oh my god, if we do that shit, bro, we're in the wrong business. All right, we're in the wrong business.
We'll see what happens for sure.
That's a crazy play, dude. Can you imagine if Xbox didn't think of that and they just come out with their shit or their controllers aren't backwards compatible and they come out and their console is $100 or $200 more, and then Sony goes, boom, just get the console, have a game.
Here's the thing. Sony's console is already going to be cheaper. I promise you. Between $50 and $100 cheaper. So Microsoft already has to work against that. If Sony comes out and drops another $49 off of it by offering one without a controller because they've already got controllers everywhere from their massive 70, 80, 90 million player base, easy.
And the people that are buying a PS5, I'm going to say 90%
already
of them
have a PS4.
Own a PS4.
Yes.
And I guarantee you they got more than one working controller. In fact, a lot of the time when you buy a console, you get one controller, that's the show, and then you end up buying another one on day one to play with your friends, your family. Here you already own 4 fucking controllers for the PS4.
Done.
You're already good to go. Just buy the damn console and a game.
Done.
You're done. And you already get a controller you're used to. You don't even need to not like the new controller. You can use your favorite controller you're already attached to.
Bro, that
literally has your name to it.
That is the play. The play.
That'd be a huge play. And that would save them bank. That'd save them a solid $50.
Yeah.
Day one.
It's happening. I'm calling right now. That shit's happening, bro. It's gotta happen.
Bro.
It's gotta fucking happen.
And has that ever happened in the history of a console release ever?
No, but I think, but we've never had it where the controllers were backwards, really true, like backwards compatible or forwards compatible the way that we have now. So, get on it.
We'll see.
You know what isn't the play?
What?
Pretty much anything Bethesda does, including this. Bethesda announced that they will not have a single replacement of anything content-wise for E3 week. And will do something on their own time instead.
No, nobody cares. Like, do people still care what Bethesda does?
Unfortunately, yes, a lot of people.
Really?
Because as long as they are making the Elder Scrolls, people are going to want to know.
Just the name alone just cringes me. That's like, ugh.
Look, as I said in my tweet, the real story behind this is twofold. One, Todd Howard just didn't want to do something if he couldn't show off his one bomber jacket to a live studio audience. And two, they haven't rendered out a JPEG yet that they can zoom in on for 45 seconds with music from 10 years ago. That's the show. Where we're at right now, is that they just don't have it. They're not ready yet. And God knows when they're going to be ready. But does this mean they won't have something for E3 week? No. Does it sound like that's the case? Yes.
They'll have something. They'll have something.
Like you got it. Like you can't be a major developer and publisher and not have something in that week, in that slot. Even Nintendo, who's been out of the E3 game for years, still places it in that week. They have something for that week because everyone else's eyes are on the industry, whether it's, it doesn't have to happen in the stadium for E3. That week in June is you have something to show your investors and to show the general gaming population what you've got coming. That's it. You build your hype. You don't do that in like August and like have a little showdown, because you know what you get when that happens? You get the PlayStation 5 event that we just had a couple weeks ago where Dana Carvey talked about 3D audio for an hour and talked about how they want to scan your ears. Like that's don't do that. I'm sorry, Mark Cerny, but you do look like a motherfucking Dane Carvey. I gotta be honest with you, bro. It's just shit's uncanny. It's fucking uncanny. Last thing on the gaming news front, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Jeff. We are inside of we're a week and 10 days?
10 days.
A little less than 10 days. 8 days.
Yeah.
8 days. So about a week for the digital release. But because of the shipping delays and the clusterfuck that has happened with the coronavirus with video game launches, they were concerned that they weren't going to be able to get all of the physical copies that people had pre-ordered to them on launch day in certain regions. And so what they did was they shipped out early to these regions that they were concerned that they weren't going to make it in time. And what that has resulted in is a lot of people getting this game a week ahead of everyone else. There are people in Australia that have the game on their in their hands as of yesterday or the day before. Same in some places in Europe that have it because they were parts of the regions that they were concerned weren't going to get it. But as it turns out, they didn't need to be that concerned because people already have the game in their hands. So now what they're doing is they're asking for people to please not spoil the new shit that's in the game if you do have the game early. And I suspect there's still, there's obviously still review embargoes and Twitch or streaming embargoes and all that shit, but people are playing that game right now and have been probably for the last 24 hours until their eyes bleed and
binging the fuck out of it.
binging the everlasting shit out of it. So, but it's coming, and
Bro,
we'll be hopping on it.
I'm gonna be taking that game.
Mm.
I'm gonna be setting up the stream in the theater.
Attaboy.
I'm sitting on the fucking sofa.
Attaboy.
And I'm playing that shit, and I'm barely even gonna talk to my chat.
There you go.
I'm literally just zoning in,
Mm.
and I'm just gonna play the game I love, and then I'm gonna give my own goddamn opinion of it. Nobody else's. I'm gonna play it,
Mm.
and I'm gonna enjoy it.
Mm.
I'm not gonna be backseat gamed,
Mm.
not do any of it. I'm just gonna play it the way I want to play it, and then at the end of that little episode or whatever they're calling it, chapter, I don't know, I'll give you my thoughts. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm getting the fuck off this computer, and I'm going retro on it. I gotta get in. I gotta sit on a sofa. I gotta get on a console, and that's the show. That's the show.
I'm probably going to do the same if I can get away with it, but we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. For me, I just don't want to go through the pain and suffering of moving the microphone setup and everything else over there and doing that shit.
I'm willing to do it. You know what? What else am I gonna? What else are we doing?
Well,
you know what?
True.
I got time.
Got some time
on my hands.
It's very true.
If it's gonna take me a couple hours to set some shit up,
that's very true.
I'm gonna set some shit up.
That's very true.
That's what I'm gonna do. Fuck it. I don't care.
That's very true.
That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna enjoy the game, and then I'm gonna be salty as fuck because then we're gonna wait like another 2 years to play another chapter of the goddamn thing.
And then 2 years after that.
Yep.
And then probably
my son will be like in second grade.
Yep.
And I'll be finally finishing up. He'll be able to start playing it.
Probably. So, Jeff, you know what time it is? Time to sell out.
It is. You know what? NordVPN. God bless them.
God fucking bless them.
God bless them, because right now we need a VPN more than ever.
It's true.
Guys are sitting in your houses. People are social distancing. Even social distancing from each other in your house, which means y'all need a VPN in your life. Not only stay safe and anonymous, but man, you're going to run things out to watching the internet. And when you do in that region,
that's right.
It's a click of a button. It's just one click. It's all it takes.
Whole new world.
Whether it's on your phone, whether it's on desktop.
That's right.
Whether it's on a Chrome browser extension or the smart app on your TV. NordVPN got you one click away. You're from a different country, different state, different province, different whatever you want.
That's right.
No more data cap in your ass. Get away from it. For less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks a month.
That comparison always sounds good until you mention Starbucks, and then you're like, oh.
I have to say Starbucks because they're expensive. You know, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's fair.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
70% off using that promo code OTT. That is nordvpn.com/OTT. On a 3-year term. Means you get that? You ain't got to worry for 3 years.
Boom.
It's done. It's over. It's all ogre now. And they support the stream. They support the podcast. Go support them. Get on it. Up to 6 simultaneous devices. You know what simultaneous means? At the same time. All of them. You know? Adam's parents up in one room. Dad's in one room on the laptop. Mom's in the other on the iPhone. M's down there playing a little game.
That's right.
Adam's here streaming on a PC.
That's right.
Even got grandma on a Kindle downloading her new favorite book. All in separate countries, regions, whatever you want, using NordVPN. If you can't travel physically, do it digitally. The NordVPN. Promo code OTT. Make it happen.
Hey, Jeff.
Oh, yeah. What?
Hey, Jeff.
What?
Got a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know, in these trying times, and we do run out of content, and you get a little bored, you get a little stir crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you just got to figure out how many times a man can masturbate in a single day.
Can be a lot.
You got to test the limits. And you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak. And so you got to have a lot of different places to obtain your material. And you don't want to have to, like, you know, open a private browser, type it all in manually and shit. That's archaic. Your keyboard gets dirty because you got to keep one hand clean and one hand's got least. What could you do? Is there a device that you could launch these things with the press of a button?
I mean, if I had to choose one, and I mean there are specifically 3 types.
Okay.
But my favorite, since we're doing a marathon,
depending on how serious you are.
Mm-hmm. And hey, this challenge I have once experimented with many moons ago.
Yes.
And only if I had an XL Stream Deck from Elgato, I'd be able to have all my favorite genres on each one. And hey, even a row of, I hadn't been there before, but I'm going to try it out. Hey, Stream Deck XL from Elgato. If you ain't got one, well, you all got to get one.
Oh, gotta get one.
Mm-hmm. I went there. I went there.
I liked it.
And hey, if you need to capture the footage, you can always go ahead and pick up an Elgato capture card. And right now, Pornhub, they have got free memberships.
That's right.
For the high definition 4K.
4K. 4 of them, Jeff, not 1K.
All of the Ks.
Not 2.
Let me show you something. 4Ks.
Definitely not 3.
You want to rewatch it later? When your membership runs out? Well, you've already got it captured on the 4K 60 Pro. Boom.
Jeff,
you don't got one
HDR.
Of these. Oh!
High dynamic range sweat.
Go and pick them up. Go and pick them up. Link is in the description below. You don't even need to be a streamer for this stuff.
That's right.
You don't. Go pick them up.
Oh, you may be a streamer.
And you know what? You know what else I noticed? You know what else I noticed on the last podcast video on YouTube? I saw somebody in the comment section go, "Hey, Adam, your lighting so much better than Jeff's."
It's true. But that's actually not the lighting, though.
I know. Stop. You know why?
Sorry.
It's because in this room,
yeah,
I don't have my Elgato lighting system. That's why. I don't have my Elgato key light.
That's right.
Lighting up this room.
That's right.
Like I do in the podcast room. That's why
right.
This lighting in here is shit. It's absolute dog shit. But if I had this thing hooked up,
boom,
right behind my PC.
That's right.
And you know what? My monitor, it's deep. I might need a little bit of help. That's why I'm gonna throw up
a multi-mount.
Just throw up the multi-mount. Just that easy. I can hit every angle. You know what? I'm ready for the quarantine. My body is ready. I got everything I need right here for a good time. I got everything I need right here for a good time with Elgato. Link is in the description below. What are you waiting for? You better at least pick up one of these.
At the very least.
You better at least pick up one of these.
That's a minimum. Stream Deck XL.
Minimum.
Bare minimum.
And you know what? If you load up your shopping cart with this and this and this,
that's right.
Everything else. Remember, guys, we're going to be in lockdown till 2021. That's
shit,
reality.
Jeff, you get all that. I mean, you're a camera away from doing your own.
You know what? If Elgato had a camera, I'd load that up there too. Patreon.com/legtv. Patreon.com/legtv. You know what $1 does, keeps the lights on.
That's right. What's $2 do,
Because
Jeff?
when I have all this gear hooked up,
Mm.
my power bill,
Mm.
I just got the power bill yesterday.
Goes
It was
up.
$1,100.
What the fuck?
It was $1,100.
Bro, you paying your neighbors electricity too? What are you doing?
The last power bill was $1,200. So it's gone down 100.
What the fuck?
Bro, do you know how much power it takes to fucking heat this goddamn house? It's next level shit.
Bro, I'd be wearing 6 sweaters before I see a $1,200 power bill.
Bro, it's just the way it is. I got to keep the lights on.
Oh,
Patreon.com
shit.
/LagTV. It's all it takes, $1. Join the movement. You could do 2, you could do 5, you could do 10, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
That's right.
Hey, and if you don't want to give money, I totally understand.
It's
Take
fine.
the podcast and share it. Hit the like button. It's all it takes. Hit the like button. Hit that notification bell or whatever other bells they got and whistles they got going on YouTube. Leave a review. Do something. Support in some way, shape, or form. Not everybody can give money. I get it. But hit the like button. Leave a comment. Get the algorithmicness on our side. Please. That's all I'm asking for.
Please, God.
Please. I'm not asking for much. Hit me with that like. Look at me. I'm sitting here with a key light in my hand saying please.
Oh my God. There is one more piece of game news, Jeff. I apologize. I even tweeted about it before the podcast. Remember we talked about how Naughty Dog was like crunch time and the shit of their employees for The Last of Us 2?
Yes.
Okay, so as it turns out, that wasn't enough. The game is indefinitely put on hold
Oh, okay. Great.
with no new release date.
We'll see it next year. Adam. We'll see it next year. We're gonna see it next year. Let's keep that 100. All right.
So if you're looking forward to The Last of Us 2, whoops.
The whole year's canceled, guys.
Yeah, it's canceled.
You know, it's not technical alpha.
That's right.
We're
Definitely
still going.
not. We're still going. We need
to keep going.
We need to keep. We actually don't have a choice. Jeff has $1,200 power bills. We have to.
It was $1,100 this month.
It's coming down. You know what
It's coming down.
You know what you're doing? You that power bill. You're flattening the curve, Jeff. Good job.
I'm flat. I gotta flatten the curve.
Flatten the curve.
You know, the power bill's so bad that I've been finding myself like going around turning off lights. I'm like, what the fuck is this light doing on, man?
You're turning into your dad now. It's like it's like you already know what's in the fridge, but like did your mom or dad ever say the thing where you're looking for something to eat, you open the fridge 58 times, and you're like, my dad would be like, every time you open that fridge, that light comes on.
Yep.
And that's another 5 cents into my pocket.
Yep. That's pretty much where I'm at right now. I told my wife, I said, hey, you know that pool in the backyard? It's not being heated this summer. You're going to use the sun. You're going to use the sun. Straight up. Because
traditional methods of heating.
Yeah. You know, that heater and whatever else is going on back there, it's off. You're gonna let the sun do the magic. That's what's gonna happen this summer.
You're damn right.
Because hell no.
Jeff, what time is it?
Movies and TV.
Let's just make some shit up. Looks like they're going to go for it again. The White Dragon, a movie that is totally not based on the Ku Klux Klan, but in fact is based on the White Power Ranger. Starring the original Power Ranger, White Power Ranger himself. Is back up on Kickstarter because apparently, according to him, every time he goes to a convention, the tens of people standing in front of him are asking for this movie to make a comeback. And so that's the thing.
The tens of people.
Yeah.
All tens of them. Last year, 24 lining up.
He could have a convention right now that he could go to personally, and they'd still fall within the coronavirus guidelines of no more than 5 people in a given place. That's how many people are asking for this movie. In all seriousness, though, it's actually hit its bare minimum funding goal. And if it hits big enough, he's doing a series instead of a movie. Somehow he wants to do a series for $250,000 US. Don't ask me how he's going to do that. I don't know if he's just going to do it.
Well, the actor basically does it for free. He does it for the clout at this point.
Yes, yeah.
Right? He wants to keep those conventions going.
That's right.
Right.
Good to keep those dreams alive.
The answer is no. Nobody wants this.
No.
No, literally nobody
Or
wants this.
not that many anyway.
No. I'll pass.
You know what else nobody else wanted? In an alternate universe storyline for the comic books, Batman's mother, Martha Wayne, got retconned into now being an Asian woman, who is also now the retconning storyline for why the family has money to begin with that started Wayne Enterprises. Which, just for me, was hilarious because it sounds like we're just writing a storyline that exists in 2020 whereby rich Asians are basically starting everything, even in North America.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. That's
it's like the comic books pandering to China while also basically just talking about what is actually happening within the world right now. So that's the thing. It is alternate universe. People, comic book people were getting fucking antsy about it because it's comic book people. But, fuck, you don't want it, don't read the comic book thing. It is alternate universe. But I just found it funny because it was so on the nose. The shit is just like real life happening in real time. And that's all I got. I watched, Em and I watched the first episode of that, the Tiger King show.
Oh, you haven't even seen nothing yet.
No, I haven't. No, that show, dude, that guy is, that whole thing, everyone involved, actually, not just him, everyone involved in that is a whack job.
Bro.
Holy shit.
You just got introduced. You haven't even seen Whack yet. You're going to look back at episode 1 and go, man, these guys are normal as fuck.
Did you see that because of the popularity of this Netflix thing, that the police department is reopening, looking at the case of the murder or whatever that happened of that girl's husband?
Good. Dude, everything is fucked about that. You got to finish it because next week I want to talk spoilers.
Oh, we have to finish it? All right, Em?
Yeah, you have to finish it.
We have to watch the Tiger King now, my love. Really? Yes.
Work orders now.
It's work now. I have to now. It's work now. It's part of my job now, my love. Sorry, you can watch TikTok videos or something while I'm...
No, I don't want...
Dude, the best part about the whole thing. Did you have you heard his music yet? Have you heard like the?
Yes, I saw a tiger and the tiger saw a man.
Bro, the best part about that whole show. The best part about it, and you're gonna hear more and more music. But the best part about that whole fucking show is it's not even him singing the music.
Fuck off! No, no, because I said to Em, I was like, wow, he can actually kind of sing.
It's not him, bro.
Oh no, it's not even him singing.
Nah, bro.
No,
somebody else singing the songs,
oh,
man.
Come on.
Oh my god,
that's fucking
dude.
Amazing.
It's just incredible. The whole thing's just incredible.
It's probably
and they never tell you that. In the show they never tell you it. Like
no.
you don't know until you know. That's the best part. Like that's one of the most amazing things. The dude is it's incredible.
You know what I have to say in all honesty, and that show is probably the most American show I've ever seen in my life.
Yes.
That show could only exist in America. Only in America could you have
it's
two
incredible.
people fighting over who's going to keep endangered animals in cages with conspiracy theories about killing each other's like family members and shit. And like,
I love how you're talking about this because you've seen episode 1.
I don't know anything. I know.
You're at 2 right now.
I know.
The story goes deep. The story goes real deep. I can't wait to talk about this shit. You better have this.
All right, I'll watch it. I'll watch it
next week, bro.
All right. How many episodes are this fucking show?
7.
Oh, 7? Oh, we can.
Yeah.
It's only 7 episodes, my love. We can survive that.
Yeah. It's 7 hours of your life, and I'm telling you, it's pretty incredible.
Oh my god,
it's pretty fucking incredible. And by the last episode, you're like, holy shit, what a ride I just went on. I'm not sure I ever want to go on it again. But I'm happy I went on this ride.
Yes. I'm
telling you, come Halloween, if everybody is not still locked in their houses,
which they are.
Joe Exotic is going to
Everyone's Joe Exotic.
Everybody is going to be Joe Exotic and that crazy bitch.
Yes.
Everybody. This is going to be the Halloween costume of 2020.
What's her name? Carol or some shit?
Carol Bassett or
Carol
whatever her
Baskin?
name.
Carol Baskin.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know what dude. It's shit's crazy, bro. She looks like a crazy hillbilly Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
Like it's nuts.
Carol, okay, I'm in the background. Carol fucking Baskin.
That's it. Carol fucking Baskin. Oh my
Or Karen.
God.
Karen, that's a Karen
that's
fucking
Yeah, she
Karen
looks like a
fucking
Carol.
Baskin.
Yeah, Karen fucking Baskin.
She's such a she's like the first episode she's on and she's like dressed like a fucking hippie and I'm like, oh, this is the greatest show I've ever seen. It's just so it's so fucking Southern American. It's incredible. Just everyone's a meth head. It's just like it could not possibly be crazier.
Bro, it's gonna get so much crazier, dude. I'm telling you, dude. And once you start watching it, you're gonna start binging it. Like once you get to about, I actually think once you finish episode 2, you're in. Like you're locked.
You're hooked after 2?
Because the first night Kayla and I watched it, we only watched 1 episode. I think was the first episode, and we got tired. And then the second night, I think we binged like 3 of them in a row to the point where like we should probably go to sleep. And you're gonna just binge it out because you're gonna be like, it's like watching an episode of Lost, where it's like at the end of episodes, you're like, what the fuck? I need to watch the next episode, and you can't believe it because it's all reality, like it's actually real life.
But Jeff, does it have a better ending than Lost? Because Lost's ending sucked.
You know what? Well, this does have a better ending.
Okay,
but it's still incomplete. You're like, you still want more. Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, he's still alive. So the story of Joe Exotic is not. It's not complete.
Not over yet.
It's not over yet.
And the one thing that Joe always wanted, I think he finally has it, and that is fame.
Oh, lots of that.
So he's got lots of that.
Oh man.
So anyway,
I'll watch more of that.
Shit. As for other movie-related news,
yes. What else have you watched?
I watched Hunt this morning or this afternoon.
Okay.
Wasn't very good.
Okay.
I watched The Peanut Butter Falcon last night with Kayla.
How'd that go?
Which is the Shia LaBeouf movie with a young adult that has Down syndrome.
Oh, right. Yeah. Apparently that movie's pretty dope. How was it?
We enjoyed it a lot. We had a great time watching it. Some really good messages in it too. And I just like Shia LaBeouf a lot. He's like one of my favorite actors. It was well done. That was a good little watch. And what else did we watch? I think that's it. I think that's the show.
We watched what was that the movie we watched the other night with Mark Wahlberg?
Herky Mark.
Spencer Confidential?
Yeah, the Netflix one.
Yeah, Spencer Confidential or whatever. We watched that the other night.
How was that?
It was a Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah.
But you know what? I enjoyed it. It was an enjoyable movie. I recommend if you have Netflix and it's on Netflix for you, watch it. I think it's an enjoyable movie. It is exactly what you would expect from a Mark Wahlberg movie, but it's good. Like it's entertaining.
I always have a good time watching Mark Wahlberg.
Exactly.
Movies.
Mark Wahlberg. You know what, Jeff? Mark Wahlberg, the white Dwayne the Rock Johnson. You watch this movie.
I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's at that level.
Well, what I mean by that is, like, you
never really have a bad time.
You never have a bad time. Like it's not like they're not Oscar-winning movies. It's an action movie with Mark Wahlberg, but you watch it and it's entertaining, right? And that's like Dwayne the Rock Johnson's. Like you know you're getting Dwayne the Rock Johnson in a like tan T-shirt with khaki shirt or like shorts or pants with aviator sunglasses, body slamming people through glass tables. You know that's coming. But you still have a good time.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You still have a good time.
Nothing really else going on. Tons of movies are just being delayed. Period. The craziest thing in like movie history is happening right now where movies are like going right to digital. So, you know, you've got some big movies that have already left theater like right away.
Yeah.
And now you can watch them on PlayStation or buy them on digital or whatever. Which is like unheard of because, you know, usually there is a certain amount of time that a movie has to be in theater.
Yeah.
There's usually actually like a contract. I forget the name of it, but there's an agreement between the theaters and the production companies that the movie has to be in theater for X amount of months before it can hit digital. Now, since, you know, movie theaters are shutting down, Some movies are going like right to digital, which is good and bad. It's good because it gives people the opportunity to watch movies from their own home. They save a ton of money. You might still pay $25 for a digital at home, but you're not paying, $10, $20 a movie ticket, taking your loved one there, and then buying popcorn. It's going to the movies. It's quite literally about a 50, and in some cases, you're taking your family, $100 ordeal. Like it's an event. Like you go to a movie, you're spending some money if you want to get the whole experience. So that's great. Movie theaters are just getting fucked right now. Like they're getting dummied. I know that in California, there's been some sort of like $1.2 million stimulus package for movie theaters to help pay for
million or billion?
Just million, which is like nothing, right? But this is just for California.
That covers the popcorn for 3 movie theaters.
Yeah, so a lot of like there's like a movie theater union. People are really like, it's getting to the point where Hollywood might actually have to bail out theaters because profit margins in theaters are already really thin to begin with.
Yeah.
And now that they're going to be out of business for a while, people can't just go and see movies now. They're shut down. Who knows what this is going to be for the movie industry? I think things are going to will eventually go back to normal for the movie theaters, but some movie theater chains are just not going to survive. And then also some companies are realizing like, holy shit, we might actually change the way we do things. Maybe we only want movies in theaters for X amount of time, then go right on digital, and we can make more money doing it this way and not paying the theaters this and doing that. So this really could change the way companies do business in Hollywood. And then some people are really scared because they don't want to lose the theaters and I agree, going to the theater is like part of our culture. Like I think it's a great thing to have. So I'm hoping that this, can you imagine if this goes on for another
people? I mean, okay. Well, I mean, if everything were to, let's just hypothetically, not a single theater fucking survives this shit. Any company that survives to the other side could go and get a loan to open a fucking theater, and it would be like pressing the restart button. People are gonna want it. It's not, the demand isn't gonna go away. The amount of demand might change, but the demand is not gonna go away. Theaters will still exist. But in that same vein, I've been thinking about this in like some if I had my tinfoil hat, I could put my tinfoil hat on right now, is that when I think about how some countries really delayed how long they took to put this, their plans of action in place for this shit, and I think about who's sitting at the table globally deciding when this kind of information comes out. Because everything is like shut down, and the length of time in a lot of countries that these places are going to be shut down, I think that there are some plays that have happened there at multiple levels, like whether it's like locally, or by locally, let's say state, or provincial, federal, national, and then international plays here where it's like, if we wait this out, companies that have the money to either hold out on it or buy smaller companies up during this time where everyone's losing all their money. There could have been some intentional plays here to get some companies and some people that have a stake in these companies to have a bigger piece of this pie on the other side of everyone in the world coming out of this shit. You know what I mean? So like they intentionally held back the information to make this situation worse, to drag out a little bit, to fuck up the businesses, and bigger companies now get to swoop in. Your Amazons, your Walmarts, your whatever the fuck that have the money. They come in, your fucking 10 cents, your Chinese, international investors buying up like hotel chains and fucking movie theaters and grocery chains that close out and get eaten up by bigger companies and shit. That was my tinfoil hat moment I had like last week, and I was like, I swear to God, because there was no reason for some of these events to unfold the way that they did, other than to suck China's micro dick. That's it. Like, even the World Health Organization holding back that shit for ages and ages and ages and not wanting to commit to anything, and then eventually coming out and saying it. The U.S. Knowing and other countries knowing about the shit December 31st of last fucking year and doing nothing until like 2 weeks ago. The dude in I think it was Georgia, which is home to the CDC in the States, the Center for Disease Control, I believe it was there in the States. I think it was the governor or one of the governors or whoever it was came out and said that it was today was the first that he heard that that it was, what was it? That it could be passed that social distancing was like something that people were doing. This whole, I'm not going to go further because I know chat's already getting it. I can see Jeff. I'm not going further. But I'm just thinking
in movie theaters, you're going down a rabbit hole.
In relation to the movie theater thing, what I think you are going to likely see is the possibility that, like you were saying, the smaller ones are going to get eaten up by the bigger ones that had the money to survive this long haul. And I bet you international companies are going to be swooping in and doing the same thing. The commercial market in general for entertainment and just in general, like whether it's groceries or whatever the fuck, 2022, 2023 is going to be a fucking weird.
Yeah, things are changing. When it comes to this whole thing in the entertainment world, and not even just in the work world, like when this is all said and done, there's going to be a lot of people, like there's going to be a lot of changes in companies on how they can operate. People are going to realize that they can do their job at home. Companies are going to realize they can hire people to do things at home. I think a lot of people are going to like lose jobs even after this is done. I think the way businesses are going to be ran is going to be differently because they've basically been forced to run differently. Some companies are thriving while others are just straight up dying. And I think right now, in terms of like the streaming world, it's put it on steroids. Like all these streaming services, the digital releases, companies are forced to adapt, and more than ever, people are buying memberships. And the longer this goes on, the consumer, it's like they're reprogramming.
Well, we're going to get used to a
different norm.
Yeah.
And then, because I can tell you right now, I've been enjoying sitting at home, watching movies in my own house.
Yes.
Without having to go out. Like, don't get me wrong, I love me a good theater experience.
There are a lot of movies that I don't need to see
in the theater. You just don't. And if I have the option to watch those non-avatars, those non-inceptions, those non-big Marvel movies, and even some of the big Marvel movies.
Yes.
Some of like the
Ant-Man 3.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna stay at home, and I'd rather buy it digitally,
yes,
or stream it, whatever,
yeah,
and watch it at home. And that's coming from a guy that loves the movie theater experience. But if I can take my movie theater experience that I was going, 3 times a month, and in some cases 4 times a month in like the summer season, and I'm doing it once, maybe twice a month,
yeah,
and I can buy the stuff, man, that hurts the market. And we're talking about a diehard like me, everyday people that aren't as crazy about movies and have the free
care
time
even less.
They super care less.
Yeah,
you give them an option to buy the shit at home to watch with their family and not spend $100 in movie theater or $50 in movie theater, dude. The movie theaters are going to take a massive hit.
You know what would be funny,
only
and
now,
this will be the experimental time for the companies to really know what it's like. But like Cineplex has an app that is on my Roku where I can basically rent movies that haven't hit streaming services yet.
Yeah.
You know, they're not necessarily theatrical anymore, but they're rentable through the Cineplex app. So, as a theater company having an app like that, they can still earn their revenue. They're not going to make their money hand over fist like they would with food services.
Yeah.
But volume, what's the volume difference going to be with people having the option of a brand new release at home for, let's say, $25?
Mm-hmm.
You get to watch it at home, and that ensures for them that they're getting at least like roughly 2 tickets.
Well, and you
can
own it.
And
you
then
can
you can
buy you can rewatch it as many times you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
that.
You can buy it on digital.
It'd be fun to see how much money they'd make in volume for people wanting to just do that versus people who like how many times do we sit here and say when we're reviewing movies or when you've reviewed movies where you say just wait for it to hit Netflix?
Yeah.
Well, if you have and that's because you go to the theater, you spend $50 fucking. So it's them sitting back and going, well, we don't want to do that because then they won't go to the theater. That's similar. It's a similar argument to the whole like pirating video games thing, where you're assuming that the person was going to go to the theater in the first place.
Yeah,
and they weren't. But
No.
if you provide them a $25 option to stream it from home,
now they might actually do it.
Now they're going to spend some money, and you're going to make money where you weren't going to do it before.
You don't have to pay for a babysitter to go see a movie. Like there's, going to have a movie night to a lot of people. It's an event, man. It's an expensive one. It's not cheap.
Yeah.
You can do it at your own home, dude. We all have fucking 4K TVs in 2020. For Christ's sake.
Most people do. Well, I mean, people are saying like, here's the thing. You can go out and get a 55-inch TV that will look good enough for like $300 fucking right now. You're not spending a fortune on a big ass TV.
10 years ago. Yeah,
you don't need to go and spend $6,000 on an LED, like an OLED fucking monster. You you could go out, wait for a sale. 55-inch TV, $300, boom.
Dude, most people literally have like 3 4K TVs in their house at any given time. I'm not even joking. Like a lot of people do. Like they just got fucking TVs all over the place. So and you're right. You can pause it. You can something happens. Kids going crazy. Pause the movie. Go back. Watch it. You have that freedom.
Yeah.
Which is nice. But I will admit, I love me a theater experience. I don't think that's ever going to change. But if I do have an option, there are quite a bit of movies that I would love to go see that I just am not willing to go out and spend the money, or just I don't feel like making an event out of it that I can just watch at home. I'm doing that from here on out. And the theaters are they're scared right now, man, and rightfully so. And the thing is Hollywood's a little nervous too because there's a huge business in box office. They got to figure out a way to still tap into that, but then also entice people to watch stuff at home. And just like that Vin Diesel movie that just came out, that shit went out on digital like right away. There's a bunch of movies that just came out. It's crazy where we're going right now.
Here's the thing though, from Hollywood's perspective though, is that Hollywood doesn't need movie theaters. Hollywood just needs streaming companies to exist and sell them the rights to the movies in a similar cost structure that they would in a theater, and they're going to make their fucking money. Like there's no middleman between Hollywood and the theaters. There's no middleman between them going to a streaming company either. The theaters are super fucked. The theaters are the middleman. Because they're stuck between Hollywood going straight to the streaming services and their user base going straight to the streaming services, and them not having a piece of that by having, like, let's say the Cineplex app, to entice people to use their service so that they can get a cut of that money. I think the theaters are really the ones that are power fucked here. Hollywood gonna be fine. Hollywood
would be fine. It still would hurt. Honestly, when a movie goes in, it can make $1 billion, $2-3 billion in the box office.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That there's big money there. Like
Yeah.
Hollywood definitely
especially
wants theaters.
blockbuster films. They're the ones that would hurt the most.
Those are the big ones. Yeah, those are the big ones, and they come accustomed to that. Like, if you're gonna go and make a $250 million, $300 million movie, or in some cases $500 million movie, you're gonna dump another $250,000 in advertisement. You need to make your money. But at the same time, the movie theaters right now, it's not looking good for, and they're already, a ton of movie theaters are already on thin ice, dude. They've already been, even before all this. Now this is coming. Some of them are gonna need bailouts, or you're gonna start to see Hollywood chains just buy them out and then just use the theaters for their and make their own rules. Put what movies they want to put in there, and that's the show. We're gonna see what happens, but I think if this continues to go on, which it will, if this goes on for like another 6 months, 9 months, man, I'm very curious to see what 2020 is going to be. 2021 is going to be like for the movie theaters, and what the companies, the publishers, how they distribute their movies. Is it going to be like it was before? Is it going to be a mix of like, okay, only 2 months there, and then you can buy it on digital? Maybe they release them both at the same time, theater and digital. Who knows? But it's crazy. Things could really change.
Oh yeah, well they're going to. Oh, for sure, they're going to change. It's just to what extent and in which direction do they go?
And you never know. Like, does Disney Plus go, okay, you know what? For our Marvel movies, we're not only gonna now put them in theater, but we're also gonna release them on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Or maybe there's another subsection to Disney Plus, where now you're paying an extra $5 a month to get all of the theater releases when it comes out on theater, so that you can watch the movies in the comfort of your own home. And now you're paying $5 a month for new releases. And then, or you opt that out, watch them in theater, and then wait for them to hit Disney Plus, and then watch them, 3-4 months down the road. Who knows how it's going to work? I highly doubt Disney would just go, oh yeah, all of our movies are going out right on Disney Plus. There's probably if they do that, you're going to pay in some way, shape, or form
a lot more money to get that.
A lot more. Exactly. It might be cheaper than going to the movie theater, but you're going to be paying it every single month, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They're gonna make sure they get you so that you're spending $60 a year.
And Disney's not cranking out a movie a month.
No, they're not. But they are cranking out like,
if you can stream them, but if you have a Disney Plus account, you get a discount.
Ooh, see?
So that you're not paying monthly for movies that don't come out every month, but you get a discount if you're already a paying subscriber on a monthly basis.
That's actually a really good idea too. So if a movie's going to cost you $24.99 to get on day one at home, maybe
now it costs $12.99.
Exactly. That's actually a pretty cool idea too. And then that's really like only paying the price of one movie ticket, but then you get it for the whole family to watch, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You never know where it can go, man. Like, I think
all I know is right now at the end of this friggin' Gong Show, there's going to be about 4 companies left in existence, and we're going to be in some weird fucking dystopian bullshit where Jeff Bezos and the head of Disney run the world. Pretty much where I feel like we're going with this one.
Yep.
It's either that or somehow governments go, you know what? We can't really have that be a thing. And so they limit just how much power these motherfuckers have, which is unlikely to fucking happen. And then there's a resurgence in local businesses globally, basically, where small business takes off again on the other side of this.
In 2019, bro, Disney at the box office made $13 billion.
Yeah. Yes. That's no merchandise. That's just the box office.
That's just box office.
Yeah, that's just box office. That's nothing else.
That's just theater money.
Yeah.
13 billion with a B. Billion. That is fucking
You know
insane.
what? Miyagi brought up, I was literally thinking this about 3 minutes ago. Drive-in movie theaters.
Oh, they're already
must be making a killing now.
It's gone up. I saw somewhere, I was reading it, but it's gone up in the hundreds of percentile.
Yeah.
Since all this shit has happened.
Pay for it with your app. Little
Yep. You don't
fucking
even-
QR code scan thing to get in.
Yep, that's
Bada
it.
bing, bada boom. No touch. Bring your own food. Fuck it. We'll take the hit on that.
And it's still social distancing.
Yeah, 'cause
not
you're in your
talking to
car.
anybody. You're in your own car. You're on your own thing, and that's it. But yeah, drive-in movie theaters are like it has boomed immensely since all this has started, and it's going to continue to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some of them are going 24/7. They're just running movies. They're doing old classics.
Yeah.
They have different themes. Like they're just running the shit.
Why not?
It's huge money.
This
Huge
is their,
money.
This
right
is their
now.
time. Right now.
This is their time.
And they have
This is their time.
a long time.
A lot of it. They have a lot of it, bro. Shout outs to those that have kept the drive-in movie theaters going
Yes.
when it's been a dying breed. And now, for all of your hard work, you're being paid handsomely. You're making fucking money hand over fist right now.
That's right. That's right.
It's nuts.
Jeff, what time is it?
Movies and TV.
No, we're in the midst of that right now.
Oh, tech support.
There we go. Hit the like button,
Yes.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, please.
Make that magic happen. Tech support, weekly, patreon.com/lagtv. $10 or more a month on Patreon will net you the ability to ask us questions on a post that I put up right before the show every single week. And then at the end of the podcast, as we are right now about to do, we answer as many of these bad boys as we can. Seth asks, hey Jeff, are you a sweater person? As he sits in his sweater.
Yes.
Yes. So am I.
Yes.
Actually, and I'll be more specific. I'm a zip-up hoodie person.
Me too.
Fuck
Me
a
too. Yeah.
pullover. I'll wear it.
I have a couple of pullovers.
I
Yeah,
have a
don't wear
couple,
them.
but if I have a choice, I'm rocking a zip-up hoodie.
I'm not joking when I say, I think I've said this before, but I am quite literally wearing a sweater and pants, like sweats,
Daily.
99% of my life.
Yeah. Yep.
My waking life. So like when I get up, like even in the summertime, I shit you not, guys, I'm wearing sweats. It's not because I think it's fashionable. I just like to be comfy. And when I'm in the house all the time and I'm sitting in front of the computer and stuff, I just like to be comfy. And there's something about a sweater that just like, it just cuddles me.
It's
just,
the comfort food of clothing, Jeff.
that's it. That's it.
That's
Like
what it
wearing
is.
jeans is a nope. If it's super hot, yeah, I'll wear shorts, but I usually will still have a sweater on. A lot of times I'm still wearing sweats and I'll have the AC blasting to the point where I'm almost cold if I'm not wearing sweats and a sweater. So that's my life. It's been like that for years. It's just how I am.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Most of the time when I'm at home, hoodie. Leave the house, hoodie. Unless I'm going to an event where I'm wearing something a little bit more formal. But if it's the winter time, I still have a lot
Hoodie.
of pullover sweaters and stuff that are sweaters or hoodies. So the shit's just, it's comfortable and it still looks good. Like I'm not out here. I'm not in California wearing chinos and a fucking
Nah.
and a fucking 3-piece top. Going out with my fucking Adidas Superstars with no socks on to the fucking avocado toast bar. That's not me.
Bro, I'm like that, period. Like it don't matter. I remember when I went to go and buy my car, which was a big event for me. I went in sweats.
Yes, you did.
You know what I'm saying? Like to the point I go
Yes.
in there and people don't even take you serious.
Yeah, because they look at you
it's
weird.
like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You want what?
I had that problem. I had that problem once when I was first working after university, and I went to go look at suits, and I was walking around in like a hoodie and shit, and nobody would come talk to me the entire fucking time. The next thing when I went to buy jewelry was the other thing. I went to go buy a watch, and I was looking to spend a grand on a watch. And I walk in there and I'm walking around looking at shit. Nobody come talk to me. I go there the next day, immediately after work, when I had to wear a full suit. Go into the suit. I didn't even get
Line
fucking
up.
3 inches into
Sure.
that store. I had every fucking middle-aged woman in that jewelry store coming over and be like, "Man, what are you looking for today, sir? What can I do for you?" Like, nothing, bitch. I'm going next door. I just came over here just to fuck with you. I was here yesterday in a
straight up.
sweater and you didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah, fuck you.
Agent asks, what movie can you recall that was amazing, but acting there by anyone or acting within the movie wasn't anything remarkable? And vice versa, what movie was so-so but had amazing acting?
An amazing movie that had not so great acting. I'm trying to think of an amazing movie.
Gone in 60 seconds, Jeff. It's a good-ass movie with mediocre-ass acting.
Bad.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not even mediocre.
That's just bad.
It's bad.
But
It's
a
really
good-ass
bad.
movie.
I'll probably go with you know what? Just because I'm gonna go with Speed.
Okay.
Speed with
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. No, fair.
And
you could pick most Keanu Reeves movies, honestly, and probably be okay with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Speed, where the acting wasn't horrible. It was mediocre.
But the movie's dope.
But the movie's dope.
It's true.
The movie's dope. As for one where the acting was great, but the movie was bad.
I'm gonna give a recent one, Jeff. The Irishman. It's a hot take. Acting was incredible. That movie was a snooze fest, and not just because it was a slow movie pace wise. It was just a fucking snooze fest. It wasn't that good. It's overhyped. But the acting was incredible. But the movie itself wasn't it. The Irishman.
Trying to think of something that I saw recently where the acting wasn't so hot, but the movie was good.
No, the reverse of that. You want good movie. No, you want good acting, but mediocre
but the movie's
movie.
Bad.
Yeah.
Or a mediocre movie. Fuck. I feel like there was one that I had watched a couple months ago where it was like the acting was well done, but the movie sucked ass. I might need some time, man. You guys get these questions where you kind of like put me on the spot. And
it's tough.
It's like overload because I've seen so many movies. And I'm just trying to remember which ones where the movie was just absolute dog shit.
Well, it doesn't have to be terrible. Just a mediocre, like, because how many movies are really bad but with good acting? Like, I mean,
The Hunt. Yeah, I saw The Hunt today, and the thing is I actually didn't really like the acting all that much in the movie, and the movie wasn't that great. I'm actually gonna go with Angel Has Fallen is a good one. That is a good that actually is a pretty good one where the movie wasn't great, but the acting in it was. I'm gonna go with fuck. I just had it. Now I'm reading people's shit. I'm gonna go with Men in Black. So the movie, not the old ones.
Which one?
The newest one, the one with Chris Hemsworth and.
I watched it on the plane to California. That movie was bad.
So the acting in it was good.
It's pretty good,
but the movie was not good.
No,
it was not a good movie.
No,
I thought the actors, I thought they had fun. They were engaging. They fit the MIB role. I thought it was cool, but the movie was not a good movie.
No, it was bad. It was rough. That was a rough one to get through. I watched that on the plane, and even on the plane where I was desperate for entertainment, I thought about turning it off. So,
yeah. But it is.
But true.
It was just the script and stuff. It was. I wouldn't say okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't. Good.
It was mediocre.
Like if I had to rate that, it'd be like a 5. Like it was straight at the border.
You met the average. You just got there. Xenon Slayer says, "Do you have a fitness regime when stuck in the house?" I started doing it because I needed to get it out of my system. I needed to get shit out of my system. So, I started with, again, very blessed. We have a treadmill in here. And so I was taking M to work, coming home, getting on the treadmill at an incline for a half hour, and then having breakfast and stuff afterwards. And that was like my start. Because my biggest problem is I'm sitting all day. Like as a streamer, you're sitting all day. And now with this quarantine shit, you're sitting even longer. And so I just wanted something that was going to get my legs moving and the fucking blood into my legs and my feet and get my hips moving because my hips just cracking every time I'm fucking standing up out of my chair. And so I started with that, and then Em and I the other day did. She wanted to try DDP yoga, so we did DDP yoga, and that whooped my pale white ass, something fierce. And so I will continue to do that because it made me realize just how far I have fallen. And I recommend that. I've recommended this shit all the time, but DDP Yoga, they have an app now on the phone. You don't even need the DVDs. Just a fucking app.
I tried. Kayla got me all that stuff for Christmas, actually.
Yeah.
And that was when I went to go get my surgery. So
yeah.
I actually just physically can't do it right now.
It is
because my shit is
there.
Like
if you get the app to go with it and stuff, but even and not just use the DVDs, they have modifications for every move in that entire series, specifically for injured people, and even like people who are like fucking 80 years old and can barely stand from like arthritis and shit. So it's not impossible. And there are a lot of moves that you could do there that won't stress your leg. But in general, honest to God, I'm not fucking with people when I say this, and I don't get paid by it. I've been preaching it for years. I just haven't been doing it myself because I'm an ass and fucking do what I say, not what I do. There is no better at-home workout for the most number of people on the fucking planet than DDP Yoga. Like, it just doesn't exist. It's designed to not put any stress on your joints, so if you're somebody who is overweight and you have bad knees, bad back, bad whatever, if you have sports injuries, or if you're like Jeff and you're recovering from injuries, it's designed entirely with that in mind, because when he created the system, he had fusions throughout his spine and completely fucked bodies. So it's made entirely for that, and I highly recommend that shit. Super highly recommend it. And if you think you're in shape, do it, and then immediately find out that you're not in shape. For real, the shit is very good.
I don't have a routine right now, so my routine is doing my exercises for my knee, and that's pretty much as far as I go. I have a home gym here too, but I just don't use it right now. And I'm just so bad for that shit. I'll go in spurts. Like, there'll be like a month, 2 months where I'm doing really well, and then I just get lazy, fall off the wagon, and just go right back into my old routine until I get sick and tired of like looking at myself. I'm like, damn it, you're so out of shape, shit like that. So as of right now, it's a big nope. I don't have a routine. Wish I did, but we'll see when I get back on it.
We'll see. You gotta do it, because this shit's gonna fucking kill you if you don't exercise and get that out of your system. Yeah. This whole isolation thing is going to drive you a lot crazier. Like, exercise will do wonders for your mental health when you're isolated all the time. Aaron Carter, what up, AC?
Hey.
What is your opinion on keeping doors open for people behind you? Consider the two scenarios below, assuming that the door opener and door chaser are two normal adults, i.e. not keeping door open for people like old people, etc. Feel free to change regular door to elevator door as well. Scenario 1, Jeff. If you are the door opener, how far does someone have to be behind you before you think whether or not to keep the door open or just walk through and let the door smash their face? And 5 feet? Okay.
Yep.
And 2, if you are the person behind, how far do you have to be to the person in front opening the door before you become annoyed that you now have to run to not feel bad for them to keep the door open for you and just wish they had went through the door instead?
5 feet.
Same both on? Yeah, it's the same for both.
Like, if it's about, if from like, I'm talking from here to...
I'd go from here to your door. If in your camera, it's not, that's more than 5 feet, but that's about where it is.
That's the extreme. Like, I'm probably like, I'd have to probably be like here to the door where I'm like waiting for them to come. And I also have to get like eye contact. So when I open up a door, I look behind me.
Yeah.
If I have eye contact and if they're at that door, then I'll hold it.
Yeah.
But if they're not looking at me, they're on their phone looking down, I don't hold it.
Yeah. If I look back and I see them from you to that door, which is more like 12 feet between you and that door, I'll wait for eye contact. If I get no eye contact, I let it go from that distance.
Yeah, I'm done.
If I look behind me and they're within 5 feet, even if they're not looking at me, I'll hold the door open because you just you just do that. And then in the reverse, you know.
Now, if it's an old gentleman or a woman,
I'll hold it open longer.
If it's a mother with a stroller or with groceries and stuff, and I'm from here to here, I will just go out of my way to hold the door. I don't care. But if everybody's
just a regular person,
like, exactly,
Kimmets asks, do you believe in soulmates or can you fall in true love with anyone that you just happen to be compatible with?
I don't believe in soulmates at all.
If by soulmate you mean there's only one person for you on Earth at any given time, I'm not. No, that's the
fairy tale. That's fairy tale land. That's
if that was the case, then you would only ever date one person and you'd be fucking done. Like because you wouldn't date somebody if you didn't already know that was the person that you were.
Well, if that's the case too, Adam, how many people would actually find their soulmate? Do you know how fucking rare it would be to find? Well,
I guess in fairness, if you look at the divorce rates, apparently not very many people are finding them anyway.
I suppose you're right, but you know what I'm saying. Like, what would be the odds that you found that one person that is your soulmate and compatible with?
I am a firm believer that a lot of people settle in relationships early, and then pay the consequences later on in the relationship, and then have to try and work that out. Because I feel like a lot of people change over time, and I don't mean like once a fucking year for their whole life. I mean, you have phases in your life, right? And you're people lock in real early in relationships because they have a very, like, for example, when you're younger, most people put even more emphasis. I mean, it's always an emphasis to a degree, but even more emphasis on looks. And then you are willing to put up with more batshit crazy if they're more attractive, because your priority is attractive. That's pretty normal for people. And then if you fall into a spot where you're still in that mindset and then you get married, most of those people are the ones that are then getting divorced like fucking 3-4 years later or even 10 years later. So soulmate, only one person? No. But at the same time, it's impossible to know because nobody would have the time. But if you had the capacity, if you're looking at this scientifically and not just like in a romantic sort of soulmatey way, scientifically speaking, if you had the capacity to date every compatible person on Earth, one would be better than everyone else, and then wouldn't you then just consider that to be your soulmate? So, like,
I don't look at it that way, because I look at it as like if I dated, say, 10 women, and on paper we were compatible, so we had things in common, we both like doing the same thing, everything's great. I think any one of them could be compatible, and it could be the soulmate. I wouldn't look at one like as better than other. Like, what exactly would be one is better in what way? One can fuck better, one can have a conversation better, one looks better. I think there's tons of compatible people. It's just a matter of finding the other person that thinks you're compatible as well. And if y'all can work together, because it's not just on me to find a compatible person. They have to also feel the same way about me. And then you also have to take sacrifice on both sides, because nobody's perfect, and people got to change around people and stuff. I think, finding the soulmate, or like somebody that has a high school sweetheart and then they're together 50 years and whatever, I think it's a great love story. And I think, congratulations, you found that. But I also feel like
you won the lottery, basically.
Exactly.
It's
so rare. It's so rare. And what you want in your early 20s or in your late teens compared to what you want in your 30s or 40s,
you're basically winning the lottery, because the person that you were dating in high school matures into the person that you want in your mature
Exactly.
years, like that, and
Exactly.
that does not happen
all
very
often.
very frequently. So
Yeah.
that's so I don't know. I mean, like in the classical romantic sense of is there a soulmate for every individual on Earth? That doesn't make sense to me at all. But do I think that there are people that are far more compatible, and not just one way, but both ways, like from both sides, them to you and you to them, than others?
Sure.
Absolutely. And do I think that people often miss the mark because they prioritize a little weird? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's so circumstantial. Like sometimes you have kids early. Sometimes like you're afraid to leave. Sometimes like life happens. It is so bizarre. There's no doubt in my mind that I couldn't find somebody else that I could live my life with and be happy with.
Yeah.
And there's nobody there. I would expect the same for my wife. That if things didn't work out, that she couldn't find somebody else to make her happy and do that. Here's the thing: I'm so happy, she's happy. I don't need to think about that. It's just the way it is. But it'd be fucking stupid for me to think that, oh my God, this is the only person I want to be. This is the only person I want to be with. But to think that I could not be compatible and happy with somebody else as well, maybe not in the same way. Everybody's special in their own way. Like
it's all different. Yeah,
it's all different. But I'm sure you could find that special thing that you with somebody else. Like it is what it is. Just finding somebody that makes you happy and keep working on that. Just don't give up on it when shit isn't going the way
your way.
It always way. You got to work that shit out and fucking grow together. You know what I mean? Like that's so no to a soulmate. In a weird fairy tale way. Yeah, I guess Kayla's my soulmate. Like in if you want to look at it in like a weird fairy tale way, but it doesn't mean I can't have couldn't have other soulmates, compatible people.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
The way I look at it.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Hag asks, Jeff, let's get a Kai update. How many diapers have you changed?
Oh, I haven't changed any since the last time we've done it. So I'm on less than 10 for sure.
Okay. Is he walking yet? Yes. I got
not
a video.
Not all the time. Yeah, not all the time. But every day he's walking
getting a little more.
And he's got confidence now. Like before he used to get scared, and now he just, he has confidence. So I would say by the end of this month, he's gonna be walking all the time.
Yeah, probably.
All the time. Like 90%
and then
of the time.
Hold on to your fucking panties on that one.
Yeah.
Shit's gonna get real.
It's already getting real now.
It's gonna get real.
He crawls so hard that his pants, they got holes in the knees.
Oh yeah, he's just motoring, bro.
Like he's fucking.
Oh, my
crazy.
grandmother used to just like fucking patchwork new knees on because like otherwise you're like burning through pants.
Yeah.
Weekly.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, it's just that's all my grandmother did. Just got some other material and patch. Because what the fuck he gonna care? He didn't care what he's fucking wearing.
Yeah, that's actually a good
pants. Will asks, will it be network TV in about 10 years, and will a network ever have another great show?
Network TV? What do you mean by that?
Well, he means like your classic like network TV like we used to have, where you'd be watching like fucking sitcoms and shit, and like a certain network would own that sitcom, kind of thing, like that kind of scenario. Do you think that's going to continue for 10 more years?
Well, yes, in the way that it'll be on Netflix or Amazon Prime or some other streaming service. No, as in for like cable.
Yeah.
Those days are done, bro. Like there is going to be next to no new exclusive daytime TV shows. The ones that you're getting now, we're going to have reruns of old shows, and even most of those are like going to Netflix and different things. Instead of it just being TV, it's going to be exclusive to streaming services.
Wiggle Winnie says, with Tom Hanks returning from his quarantine, which he survived the Rona, so that's good news. What are some of your favorite Tom Hanks films? I'm super fucking white bread with that. I've seen a lot of his films, but I always come back to Castaway and and Forrest fucking Gump. I mean, I don't know what else I'm supposed to really love. I mean, I've seen his other films, but those are it. No, I'm not even about Toy Story. Like, Toy Story is nice, but I'm not about that Toy Story line.
I'm not a huge Toy Story guy. I'm actually gonna go with yeah, I would say my favorite all time. I'm just looking at his movies here. Man, he's done a lot of movies.
Green Mile is another good one, actually. Yeah,
Green Mile is good. I'm gonna go with number 1. Castaway.
Yeah.
Number 2, Saving Private Ryan.
Mm.
And number 3, I'm probably gonna pick
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump.
Dude, sometimes you forget how many movies that motherfucker's done. That dude has been in a lot of very good movies and starred in a lot of very good movies.
Yeah, he's got some quality under him for sure.
8910 asks, have you ever tried meditation? I have not personally, no.
Not in the traditional sense. Like, I haven't done the, like, you know, sitting there, eyes closed, humming or focusing on your breathing.
Yeah.
I've done other types of meditation where, you know, just being in my own bubble. It's kind of hard to explain. Like, a meditation for me would be like a good 30-minute shower.
Mm.
And you know, you wash for 5 minutes, but I'm literally just letting the water run on me, and I'm just zoning, almost like zoning out. I'm in my own mind. I'm not worried about anything else. That's sort of my time to kind of be in my own. I'm always in my own head, but more in a relaxed state.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I go on a drive, and I just drive. I used to do that pretty frequently. It could be like midnight, and I'll just go and just drive for a half hour, 45 minutes, maybe grab a coffee or a hot chocolate or something, and just drive, and they're just sort of the same thing. Be in my own space. I'm not too worried about anything. I'm just kind of, I don't know how to. I guess it would be sort of the same thing as meditation, where I'm present, but I'm not really thinking too much. I'm escaping in a positive way, in a way that makes me feel balanced, I guess. It's kind of but I would say the shower is probably, and I do that frequently, like 3 or 4 times a week, where I'm literally just, you know.
Well, it's nice.
Relaxing.
You get the water's nice. You get white noise because of the sound of the shower. You're by yourself. You know that you have privacy. It's one of those rare zones of privacy.
And you're naked. Like, there's something about
I
don't know.
You're as close to just being you and in the moment as you can be when you're in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Jeff. Mark Pearson says, pretzel buns, nay or yay?
Pretzel buns, like bites?
Like
that's a yay.
Yeah?
Oh, that's those little tiny pretzel bites you can get to
like pretzel buns, like like they're buns that are like pretzel. Not tied like a pretzel necessarily, but they taste like a pretzel, but they're a bun.
Oh, I don't think I've ever had those.
I've had one once or twice.
I've had rolls, like regular rolls, but I don't think I've ever had pretzel buns.
They're pretty nice. The thing about pretzel is that if I want to taste pretzel, I just want a fucking pretzel. I'm also not the guy who goes and gets a pretzel and then has like 14 dipping sauces. I want a pretzel that has butter and salt on it that's the size of my fingernail. Just rock salt. Somebody with a fucking chisel out back with a hammer, just chipping off salt onto this pretzel. That's what I want, and I don't want anything else.
See, I'm not like that. See, I'm the guy that likes a cinnamon pretzel.
Dessert pretzel is pretty fire.
Or I like pretzel with marinara sauce, like a warm pretzel with marinara. I'm not too big on dipping it in cheese, but marinara sauce on a pretzel, is my jam. But I do fucks with a salted buttered pretzel. I mean, I'm not going to say no to it. But if the marinara's there,
You're
or I have
taking
an
the
option to
marinara.
get dipped cinnamon, whew, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there.
Let's see. Loose Caboose, he says, hey guys, longtime viewer, figured I would finally support the guys I've watched and listened to for years, thank you. You guys have been great to listen to on the way to the hospital, especially these days. Crazy, oh well, thank you if you're a frontline worker. Crazy people do strange things in public. What's the craziest or strangest thing you've seen a complete stranger do or say in public?
New York.
Mm-hmm.
I watched someone take a shit and piss
Just
right on the sidewalk. Just pulled their pants down and defecated all over the fucking side of the building and the sidewalk.
oh, how do you get to that point in life?
And did it, and quite literally did it. And there was no reaction to them at all. Like it was like it's like they just do it all the time. So it was Kale and I were in New York City, and we were walking down. I actually think we were on our way either from Panic's place or going to Panic's place. And we were walking down the street, and I mean, it was somebody that was homeless.
Yeah.
You could visit, you could tell they're,
well, you have to be at a certain place in your life when you start to shit and piss in public on a sidewalk in New York.
It was surreal. Like we saw the person look around and stuff, and then they just stood up on the side of the building, pulled down their pants, and just shit and piss right on the side of the building. And people, the craziest thing about it is like we're tourists, so we had to like double take.
You're not used to seeing it. Yeah,
we're like, whoa, what the fuck? Craziest part about it is it's a busy street, and people are just walking past this and not even looking. It's like a normal thing to them. And Kale and I were like, what in the actual fuck is going on here? That was some of the craziest shit that I've seen someone do publicly.
Literally.
And it wasn't, literally. And it wasn't even the act that did it. It was, they did it just so confidently.
Yes.
And like it was.
That tells you, Jeff, that they have done that many times before.
Many, many times.
Possibly even earlier that day.
Yes. Fuck a toilet. This wall looks great. This building right here on this busy street.
Well, if they're homeless, nobody's letting the homeless guy in to use the bathroom. It's just not going to happen.
So yeah, that was crazy shit I've seen.
I'm trying to think of something that I've seen here in Halifax or some shit, but I haven't really seen that much wacky shit here. But unfortunately, like you in the States, I did see some wacky shit. It's obviously because we're just from a small town. I mean, I'm sure in Toronto some weird shit happens all the time.
Montreal, you see some fucking stupid
shit. Yeah,
you
see some crazy shit in bigger cities. But California, when we were there for the wedding, and Em and I went for a walk, and close to where we were staying at the Airbnb, and it was towards the end of the day, that classic California sunset, the orange glow fucking everywhere and shit. Off for a walk. All right, so we're off for a walk, and there's a small, there's a I call it a river, I guess, but it's just like a throughway for water that they've built a park on the side of in this little neighborhood, almost like the Dingle but smaller kind of thing. And there's a group of people playing with a volleyball over in like a sanded area and stuff, and there's like these benches. We sat down at the benches or whatever, and we were watching the people play and just relaxing, enjoying the sun. And then behind us, and about 30-ish feet away, there was a person that at first it was just background noise, and I wasn't like hearing individual words or anything, but like one of those words that I will pick up in a fucking crowd of 6 trillion people, somebody drops like an N-bomb or some shit. It's like my ears will just be like, you do a double take, you go,
wait,
did somebody just say that out loud publicly? And I turn around and there's nobody else around this person, and they've got earbuds in, and my next thing is like some I'd say probably white lady in her 30s or some shit, and she had earbuds in. So my first thought was, I was listening a little bit more, and I was like, oh, this sounds like it might just be like a song, like she's like she's like just, and she's not censoring herself. You know, it's another problem perhaps, but it sounded like she was, because she had her earbuds in, it sounded like she was just along to a song. And then, so I go back to it, I let that be background noise again, and it fades out. But then I'm hearing like, then it crops back up, I hear it again, and I'm hearing like strings and phrases that don't make any fucking sense at all. And I turn around, and she's having a full-blown conversation with herself while doing like Pilates or some shit. Like there was like some exercise movement thing happening, and she started talking about conspiracy theories, and this is to herself. She wasn't looking at us or anything, just out loud, just dropping N-bombs all over the place, and something about like like a black people problem being a problem because of like Britney Spears or something happened in there at some point.
She might be crazy.
She was,
or just meant, you know,
she was a little, she was a few screws loose, but it was the strangest thing I ever seen, because it was like when you, at first, when I just thought she was singing along to a song, because I saw her like just exercising on the spot. So like physically, everything seemed kosher, everything seemed normal. Like there was no like, yeah, dropping an N-bomb was a little fucking, that was a little much, but like everything else about that seemed normal. It wasn't like she was, you know, trying to like build buildings out of grass.
Maybe she had that what's it called there, when you spit note like profanity and stuff.
Oh no, it wasn't Tourette's.
Tourette's, yeah.
No, it wasn't Tourette's. She wasn't like stringing that shit out. No, I think she was actually just
she's crazy.
A little crazy.
Crazy. Getting the Pilates in, and just hating life, hating everybody.
And when I was listening to it, the more I listened to it, and it was getting crazier and crazier, and she was starting to get heated.
Oh, yeah.
And she's by herself, but she's like 30 feet away. And I actually looked at him, and I was like, all right, this has been nice, but I'm pretty sure there's a crackhead behind us that's about to lose her mind.
Let's go ahead and move.
At one point, she had a newspaper with her, and she was reading. I'm gonna put in air quotations. When she was talking about she's talking about Justin Bieber and shit. It was fucking weird. And then she rolled up the newspaper and like put it to her mouth like a loudspeaker and pointed it towards the people playing volleyball, and started like screaming at them about them breaking the law, and dropped a couple more N-bombs or some shit, and just like, and like more about Justin Bieber, more about like fucking Taylor Swift or some shit, some weird shit through the newspaper. And that's when I turned to Em and said, all right, you know what? Let's head on back to that Airbnb.
Yeah, let's move. We've seen it. We've seen enough. We've seen enough today.
So let's
go back.
That was probably the craziest thing that I'd seen in public.
Great.
It was an interesting experience, to say the least. Okay, moving on. We've answered that question like 5 times, but thank you for the question, McBarge. Oh, this is an easy one. Neil Pring, if you could be turned into any unit or hero from StarCraft,
Dark Templar.
Dark Templar for you, and I'm an Archon, and there is no other race, anything. No, that's I'm an Archon. I don't know who the other half of my Archon is. I don't really care. I just want to be.
I could theoretically be it.
You could, technically speaking.
Yeah, even if you were a high temp before.
That's right.
We could become an Archon together.
Man, how dope would it be to have a third Archon type, like Dark Archon, regular Archon, and then like if it was a Dark like a Dark Templar and a High
Gray
Templar,
Archon or something,
and you'd
like
get
in the
like
middle?
a hybrid. I don't know what the fuck it would be, but it would look dope. Like red one side, like red
high
one
dark.
side, blue the other.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Man, I'm hungry. Which field of study would you have liked to have been good at but weren't? Reasons for being bad include horrendous teacher, high pressure in a specific field, etc. I wish I was better at math and geography. Math, I was actually really good at in life until high school when I had 2 really bad teachers back to back, and then I had better teachers in university, but I'd already been crippled so bad by those 2 math teachers in high school that I just stopped caring enough about math. I didn't want to do it anymore, and then I had to. But I was always like low-key interested in math, and I still sometimes, there are a couple of like YouTube channels that do like really kind of interesting, crazy math, high-level math things just that are kind of fun. And then geography, because I just feel like I'm just an ignorant fuck. I feel like I knew more about geography when I was 5 than I do now. Like I feel like my global knowledge from a cultural standpoint is not awful, but from a geographical standpoint is just brutal. I feel like I'm still living in like my geography knowledge is still in 1996. It's like if I didn't think hard enough, I'd probably still think the USSR was on the map.
I ain't that bad now.
No, I'm not. I'm just.
I know you're not. I'd probably go with geography too, just because it's something that it's not that I use it, but I feel like it's something that I should just know better. Other than that, fuck every other topic. Like I really don't need it. I really don't
hey,
need any.
Look, I need to clarify this again, because I had to do that in the YouTube comments too. When I was asked about Singapore and we were talking about third world country shit, I was specifically saying, because I was unaware that Singapore was basically the city and the country is basically just one, and like there's like nothing else to the fucking place apparently, and maybe that's not even the right information. But either way, it was that places. I was saying that like some places have their main city is super fucking advanced, and then everything else around it, is just a slum.
Yeah,
in a third world. So that was where I was going with that. But yeah, that was where I was going with that. Oh, Stuka, I've just noticed, not a question, but I just noticed that I've been a Patreon for 36 months. Holy
let's go, dude.
Shit.
3 years.
Wait, you're not alone with that either, Stuka. There would be a lot of people in that category, and bless every single one.
Straight up, we've been going over for 3 years.
That's right.
I mean, we do this for another 3, and that's like longer than the life of what we were doing in StarCraft.
Exactly. Which is a wild thought. And it's going to happen, so patreon.com/lagtv. Get we're almost there. Can't really do that one. I don't think that's going to play very well. Chico asks, you both wake up one day as the opposite sex. Which one of you is hotter? Me, I've got the long, thin fucking legs. I'm sorry, Jeff.
But I got the fat ass. I'm black.
That's true. So we cater to different markets, Jeff. You'd have the ass. I'd just be the tall with the fucking legs that they're for miles. So we cater to 2 different audiences.
Yeah, I've never really been all that attractive to really tall women, though.
Well,
like, I've never really like looked at a really
nobody's
tall
looking at
woman, and was like, damn, I'd love to climb up that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
There are people though.
Oh, absolutely. I know.
People.
I prefer a smaller, short woman because it's like animalistically, it's like I'm gonna dominate you. Like I can pick you up, throw you around. There's something. It just sexually for me, I like a small woman. That I can manhandle.
That's like this. That's like the general stereotype of like women most women liking to feel small, so they go for a bigger man, and most men wanting to feel big, so they go for a smaller woman.
Yeah,
that's like the stereotype, of like the general public, and then there's people on both sides of that where it's like
I think there's got to be something instinctually, like us as a species probably.
Now don't go to Joe Rogan and start talking about DMT and all. Well,
I mean, you
start talking about elk meat.
Elk meat, you know what I mean? Like, some HGH and elk meat. There's got to be. I feel like there's as mammals as like human beings.
There probably
got to be something about wanting to dominate and feeling bigger and more masculine than your mate. Like, and as the female, I think instinctually you want to be like. You want to have
protection thing.
The protection thing, right? You want to be mounted. You know what I mean? You want to be dominated.
are you saying, bro?
What I'm saying is
Ripe, developing, pulsating
titties.
There you go.
That's what I'm saying.
Bring it all back. Last one. Let's see if this is one to do here. Brandon, that's a hell of a name, which I'm sure never got memed in high school, by the way. Brandon Krickenberger asks, you can revive one game series that no longer produces games. What do you choose and who makes it? Silent Hill and literally anyone who isn't Konami. Also, Jet Set Radio Future and anyone who isn't Sega because they're not making it.
Dude, I mean, Jet Set's a good one. I'm gonna go with Alan Wake.
There you go.
I've been champion Alan Wake for a hot minute.
I still think Alan Wake's making a comeback. We just don't know it yet.
I hope so.
That was
and
I'm okay was that
with,
a Remedy game? Was that Alan Wake with Remedy?
I think it was Remedy. I'd have to double check, and I'm okay with the same publisher or developer. Yeah, I want some more Alan Wake in my life. That's what I want.
There you go.
That's it. That's where I'm at.
And that's where the podcast is at, Jeff.
Boom.
Hit the like button.
Do it.
Patreon.com/LagTV. It's the place to be if you want to keep this bad boy going. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for stopping by for another Technical Alpha podcast. That's all we got for you this week. We will be back next week for more shenanigans from our bunker. And with you and yours, it's happening. Oh, crap. I closed. You hit me up real quick with the sound of OTT crying real quick.
What? I 1 sec here.
I closed out the friggin' thing that runs the audio, and I've got to go find that.
Get fucked.
Oh, and it's on my friggin' NOS drive, and it hasn't been accessed in a while, so now it's loading the NOS drive.
Goodbye.
Oh my god. Live audio. There it is.
I'm out.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's another Technical Alpha podcast. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much. And until we see you next time, peace.